Welcome back to the Death Needs Dialogue Entertainment Network. This is The Depths of Fel'Than, Episode 8, Things We Don't Talk About.
You can do all the things.
I can do all the things.
Yeah.
Until my 9% battery gives out.
They had an app too.
Well, you really weren't prepared, were you?
I have 3 phone chargers in my bag, but I don't have my character sheet. I got some highlighters.
Nice.
This is just my all-purpose.
You got a Sharpie in there? Want to huff that one?
No, but I have highlighters.
Yeah, that doesn't smell good.
So,
I got glue.
the wagon wheels are ticking along as the air is cold up here in the peaks of the Shears. As you guys make a stop, as Erlon, you hear some commotion about a woman in the streets, and quickly Nonny scurries out of the wagon and heads off, and shortly after, before you've even gotten through the melee of all the men inside trying to figure out what's going on, Ravim and Nonny have taken off, and Dermot calls in, Erlon, you're on lunch.
Yep. Oh, okay. Thank you. I'll go to it right now. He'll walk off and he'll scratch his head. I haven't had to cook in weeks, months, and it feels like a year. He goes and starts setting up a little impromptu kitchen, and he's just going to make something simple.
Roll your performance.
All right.
I love rolling cooking with performance.
Crap dinner.
See, because I remember what I rolled
It's
last
cracked
time.
in there with tuna.
Oh.
So good.
It's a 7.
It's a 7. Okay.
It's wrapped in it with
I rolled an 11.
I don't know if I did.
He's out of practice.
Yeah, that's for sure. The problem is everything's organized differently. You can't find nothing, and then when you need something, it's just not there when you need it. So the ingredients aren't going in at the right time. It's just a mess. And maybe the eggs are a little off. You guys have been traveling.
How do you burn a salad?
It's grilled Caesar salad, don't you like?
And you get to making food. Guys are rallying. They're setting up a small impromptu camp. They don't seem to be waiting. Seem to be anticipating a long wait, but a wait anyway.
Yeah, it was lunch.
Yeah.
We went for lunchtime,
it was
but it
just
turned out
lunch.
to be like a whole
Yeah,
thing.
so- Meanwhile, across the way and down the ridge, Nonny, Galus, and Ravim are in a cave with several dead goblins strung about. Nonny, Galus just realized, or Galus walked up to this cage, asked a question, and then walked away.
And I've gone to... Okay,
Let
she's
them
walked
out.
away. Yeah, so I'm going to go let them out, go to the cages and snuggle all the children.
Okay. It's easy enough to open the cages. They seem to be rudimentarily locked. It seems to be that the kids are stuffed in there.
Kids are...
Yep.
What's the name of the kid that we were looking for? I can't remember.
Arthur.
Arthur? Who's Arthur?
Arthur.
A-R-D.
I feel like
Did
that's...
Galus know that? I don't think Galus knew that.
Yeah, no, I didn't, but...
Yeah. So roll history there, Nonny.
It's not good. That's 6.
6? You're not quite sure.
Maybe.
You can't
Nonny's
remember.
old.
You just went through a rage. You just killed a bunch of goblins. It's a bit mixed up right now. But you definitely knew it was a halfling boy.
Whatever. There's a halfling boy
And
here.
there's clearly a halfling boy there. You can see the one of the dragonborn children crawl out. The other than the halfling boy crawls out. The one dragonborn child starts brushing off the coat of the other one, and brushing the dust off and picking all the pieces of hay off. And as he's doing that, he looks up at you and looks up at you guys, and he says, "Mighty thanks to you. I've been in that cage for I think I lost track of the days now. It must be 8 or 9 days." And he's just fussing with his brother some more, and then he kind of stands there and puts his arms out, and his brother does the same to him. And he says, "Nice to meet you. My name's Trell. This is my brother Gretch. Who Who shall I know as the saviors of the sons of Gretch?
That sounds important.
Should we write that down?
Rich. It sounds like they're rich. You can just call me Nonny. And I'm gonna start doing the shawl thing that I do with all the little halfling child.
Okay, as you start to fuss over them, he looks you up and down. He says, "Might you be a dwarf?
Yes.
Where's your beard?"
We don't ask those questions. Mind your manners.
Pardon me. Every service dwarf I've seen has worn a beard. You're the first one I've ever seen.
And I might be the last. As I said, we don't ask those questions.
Oh, okay.
Tisk.
Brian Pen already.
Pardon me. Did you give me your names?
Nonny.
Nonny.
I'm over in the corner. I don't care.
Okay, so
I don't care.
Yeah.
Call me whatever though. You know what I
And
call
also, Ravim is busy pilfering bodies for equipment right now.
Yeah, what about Frank? Is he still with us?
Frank's just sitting there
Yeah.
rubbing his
Frank's
chest.
had a rough go.
I'm
Thinking
curious
about-
twice, sucker.
How many times he's went down? Is this gold worth it? You know, is this the next one?
Damn it, why was I the one that had to go on this?
Should have been a magic
Poor
user.
Frank. Bless
Should have
him.
went to university.
Should have made better life choices.
Paul said go to university. How would I know which one?
And he looks up and he says, Has Paul sent you? Paul must have sent you to come get us. No.
No. I don't know who your father is. But I'm sure we'll find him. And we'll get you home as fast as we can.
Excellent. I thought you were going to be in there forever. You can see, though, his roll perception. Nonny?
It's an 8.
Easy enough to see. You notice that his clothes have no buttons. His shirt looks very fancy, tattered and worn. He's been in a cage for 9 days, but it has no buttons. And there's definitely pieces of stitching where buttons were.
The goblin stole his buttons.
Shiny! They're probably made of gold.
So then he says, no matter. If you take me up, I don't know where I am right now, but it can't be too far. We've only been here for, like I said, 8 or 9 days, but my father would most certainly give you some sort of reward, I know.
We'll worry about that when the time comes. Let's get you out of here.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that, Gretch? They're going to take us home. He says, apologies, my brother doesn't speak. Trauma, I guess, from the incident. I don't really remember what happened. I just remember that I was stuffed in a bag and woke up
Aww.
in a cage.
Poor thing.
But, there's this other young boy, though. He kind of stands off but kind of behind them, taking almost like a second hand position to someone who is speaking, I guess, the way it looks. And doesn't really say anything.
And what's your name?
He goes, my name is Arthur.
I knew that. I knew that. Yeah, you. Your mother's looking for you.
My mother. She's come looking for me.
Oh,
Oh, no.
yes.
Oh, she must be so angry. I can't imagine the state of the farm.
No.
Oh, we must go. You must get me back to the main road and I can go home from there.
Yes, we're gonna go. We're gonna take you home. Back to your mother. She's waiting for you.
Thank you. He looks around and he kind of eyeballs you and Rav doing your thing and basically focuses the rest of the attention on Nonny. As you guys do get some loot. Okay, so get a pen, because this is usually Robin's territory. Writing down all the loot.
Writing down all this.
So I'll tell you what you guys got. You guys got in total collected on the goblins and in other different places. 11 gold, 52 silver, 264 copper. In the equipment, you also have one of those sleds that's back in the when you pass by that one particular room. All the dogs seem to have been set free or died.
I thought he was going to say we got all the dogs. I got really excited there.
To pull the sled.
Frank
will have to pull it.
Frank, yeah. Throw all the kids in sled, get Frank to drag them out.
Amongst other things, you guys have 6 scimitars, 6 short bows, 30 days of goblin rations, which is this unidentified dried meat and not so dried meat.
Lost it down.
Grey squirrel.
It's there.
You've never tried Nonny's goblin rations though. Remember that.
Your sausage is brought back to life.
And
It ruined his.
jugs. You see these 6 jugs of this putrid smelling liquid. Smells, Nonny, roll, sorry, not Nonny, Galus, roll knowledge nature with advantage because of your apothecary background.
Turpentine.
Death. With advantage. And it was nature?
Yeah.
Death.
17.
17, you smell it. It definitely, when you get close to that area, it spikes in your nose. This is some form of alcohol. You look at it and it's definitely not made for, health reasons. You get closer and it kind of smells a little bit rancid, but it's definitely has a very sharp smell. And there seems to be 6 jugs of it. And on the side there's something scrawled in some words if you
Goblin hand sanitizer.
They knew COVID was coming.
then
Goblin gin.
you also find
Sounds terrible. Let's never say that again. It's slow.
okay, that other thing I'm going to so how much would you guys be searching? Would you guys be searching the bodies at all? Yourselves?
I'm not interested.
Us?
Nonny,
No,
would you?
I don't think. I
Okay,
think
so
Nonny
we'd
would
probably
either.
keep that to
Rav
Rav,
is
and
probably
Frank
in it.
would probably do that too. So then I'll leave that last part for
Let's give Frank something good.
Frank and Rav
Frank's
because
whole life instead of mine.
that involves a little more
Arthur's mom.
investigation.
Yeah, right.
The
Congratulations.
halfling woman.
Have some stuff.
And we'll just go back on that when the time comes. So that's pretty much all they had. There's also probably 6 or 8 cages hanging around of goblin design, which are probably not great. You guys head out. You guys check the other 2 rooms. One room has the equipment in it. It seems to be kind of a sleeping area for the goblins. The rest is on the goblins themselves. And the other room seems to be a little bit smaller, with various holes dug in the ground. Seem to be filled back in and dug up and filled back in. It doesn't smell very nice back here. And you guys leave. As you guys walk by, you guys can see the sled, the whatever contraption it is the goblins had there. You haven't seen it move or anything yet, but it's there. And you guys walk out into the sunlight. Sorry, not sunlight. It has been
Several hours.
4-6 hours now, and you
Since
guys left at lunchtime, so the sun is just on the western horizon. Over the mountain, it's getting dark for you guys. The ridges are casting long shadows where you're at. What are you going to do?
Well, I don't know about this one over here. I'm going to sort of usher all the children together because it's getting dark and I don't want to lose them.
All 3 of them.
All 3 of them. It's dark. Last time we walked into the woods, there was goblins. I'm not taking any risks. I found the children. I'm going to save the children. And head back towards the wagon.
Okay. So you guys travel for about an hour. You track back, or let's see, half an hour. You found the. That's right. You guys backtrack about an hour, and you come back to the familiar place at the top of the ridge. where you guys went down originally. We backtracked the steps, and it takes about an hour, so it's getting fairly dark now. And I'll get those who have dark vision can roll perception with disadvantage. Those who don't have dark vision cannot roll perception because you cannot see it.
Perception with disadvantage?
Yeah,
Oh, this is apply to me as well.
yeah. Sorry, yeah, that's right. Delens
That's
and
10.
Nonny, sorry. 10?
10.
Both 10s? Okay, you can't hear it, you can't see it, but you can hear this crying off in the distance somewhere. Immediately, Frank lights a torch because he's human and can't see.
So was Frank.
And
Starting to like
Frank. So lights up the area, and you can see off in the distance as the lights reflect, and you can see 3 or 4 sets of eyes kind of looking back at the light. You can hear this whimpering, this crying.
Can we tell what kind of, like, is it like a child sound, like an animal sound?
Nonny, roll. Your perception was pretty low. It sounds like a humanoid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Staying with the kids. I'm not going to check that out.
Sounds good. The creatures seem to be running around something. Every now and then the eyes disappear out of sight, and then they come back on the right hand side again.
Are they close to the ground, or are they?
Yep, they're close to the ground.
Damn dogs.
Crying dogs?
Yeah, crying dogs.
Frank comes over to you, Nonny, puts his hand on your shoulder, and he kneels down and he gathers the kids in underneath his shield, and he says, I got this. I got 3 kids at home. But you're the PC. You should go for it.
Yeah.
Not so
Yeah, I was hoping that.
different words, but close enough.
That,
What's PC?
Player character.
I was hoping that Galus was going to take that plunge. Alright, I'll go check it out then. I assumed since she was looking for her child, if she heard a child crying, she'd go looking for it, but I was wrong.
I'm still a little frazzled, remember?
A little bit frazzled.
And I go
So you were there, yeah.
stumble my way into the darkness,
Okay.
see what's going
So
on.
basically, this like picks up after a couple weeks after.
Yep.
that initial.
Yeah, I've been a dog for a few weeks, so I'm still a little.
That's traded back and forth, or not back and forth, just basically 2 different goblin tribes up the mountain as it went, and here we are. Nonny, as you begin to approach, you hear, help me, please! You hear dogs barking and ranting around as she begins to begin. You hear this female voice. You hear scratching. As you're getting close with your dark vision, you can see that these, as you run up, there's these 6 dogs, and they're jumping up on this rock, and they can't quite get purchase as they try and get up. They're scratching at the rock and falling down again. And you see a familiar woman. Elise Conversand. Upon a rock.
Just gonna swing my frying pan at the dogs.
Roll an attack for the first dog.
14 plus.
That's a hit. That's a hit. The dog, you hear, dog falls to the ground, motionless.
Kill the dog.
Roll intimidation, please.
Should have been a bro.
Roll sport ball.
2? No, sorry, 5.
5.
5.
Okay. They
I'm a little
seem to. 2 of them seem to take focus on you, just kind of growling, but not getting any closer. While the other 6. Yeah, number 6. The other 3 still seem to be jumping up at the rock trying to get this woman. Well, you know what? I forgot. Maybe I should roll an opposed insight to that, because they probably got a negative, but only a dog. No, it's okay. They rolled a 9. They're okay.
They're doing okay. So I'm Sorry. Squirrel.
Yep.
Actually, that's a big squirrel. It's a big squirrel.
Put set of blinds up.
Not
Or
very nice.
bed sheet.
So Nonny just kind of starts yelling at the dogs and swinging her fry bear. Get out of here!
Okay, I'll get you another intimidation.
Oh, that's better. It's at 18.
Okay, the other time you kind of just waddled up out of the dark and killed one. And you didn't really expect it. You were more reacting than anything. The second time is you make a noise and you make a big scene. They seem to scatter off in the dark. A woman slides down from the rock and she gives you a big hug. She embraces you crying and this panting breath holding you. And then she stops for a moment, pulls herself back and he says, Arthur, have you found my boy Arthur?
We have. Come this way. Let's go. Let's go.
That stupid woman again. I don't know what it is with this halfling woman, but she just pops up at the worst times.
She's desperate. So
Well,
she
find
lost
my
her
child.
kid.
I don't care about hers.
She lost her kid. If anyone here should understand what that woman is going through right now, it would be you.
She got hers back. So she's
Now.
Arthur
Good
pushes
boy.
out of the grasp of Frank and goes and hugs his mother and they embrace and there's some crying on both sides and then there's you can hear two exhales at the same time as they just kind of look at each other and then she there's a pause and then she smacks him in the face. No, I'm joking.
She was dead.
Where's that fucking wagon?
You little bastard.
It's a very nice embrace of mother and son and you can see that they've both been through traumatic experience and
Must be nice.
Nonny sheds a single tear.
Got that out.
Must be
no,
nice.
totally not. That's no way. That's
It was disgusting.
but they do embrace and
Nonny sniffles.
they Elise comes over holding her son. She takes you by the hand. She says, "Thank you for saving my son. Can I beg you for one more thing? Can you get us home safely? I've noticed your wagon is pointed in the direction that we're going, and I promise if you come, you drop us off. There'll be a banquet. We'll have dinner for you, all your friends, all the people at the wagon, everyone. It'll be my treat." And you see the son kind of look up and he says like, "Mom," and she says, "Shut up. They deserve it."
Shut up, kids, because you're already annoying me. Send you back in with the goblins.
Send them a rose.
Of course. But let me cook.
It's an honor of your hospitality for finding my son, but I tell you, how about you can help?
Sounds good to me. Perfect.
Alright, shall we? She looks around, it's dark. We shouldn't travel when it's dark. And she looks around. There's not really very many
It's okay.
places.
Frank's got this.
That's
Frank.
very gamble.
It's just Frank's in the front and
Yeah,
you guys
Frank will
will
lead the
just
way.
run the other way.
We'll be okay. It'll be fun.
You guys make your way back to the wagon. And it takes about 3 hours. It's dark. It's about 11 o'clock, almost midnight. The moon is about about a quarter up in the sky. And you can see at first just a bit of a pinch of light. Roll perception. Nonny and Galus, please.
I see absolutely nothing.
17.
17. You can see somebody under this torchlight. It's perfect I can see it too. Erlon, describe yourself.
Well, you see what looks to be like a high elf, and he's on the just about average height for a little bit under for a high elf. He's 5'10", thereabouts, and he's got this. Let's see if I recall right. Let's see, did I write it down? He's got a past shoulder length brown hair, and he's got these kind of like piercing yellow gold eyes, but that's only when you get close. And he looks pretty young for a high elf. He's wearing like a leather armor, and let's see, is it leather armor? Make sure, or is it scale?
You're a monk, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're wearing probably leathers.
Yeah, he's
Probably.
wearing leathers. And he's got pretty bronze skin for a high elf. He's not exactly fair, but
Even bronzer now after coming out to sea for a little while.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's
Long as
approaching.
getting flustered seeing a leather-bound man.
And he's got dark vision too, so past that, he actually wouldn't be
No,
using...
there's torchlight anyway, so just roll normal perception.
Cool.
Yeah.
That is... 9.
9. You can see a torch in the distance. That's all you can see. You can see some forms underneath it, but it's still a ways off. You're not quite sure how many there are. There's definitely at least 1 or 2.
Can I hear anything? Are they...
No, you
Or
can't.
half
It's just
the
the wind coming down off the mountains is too hard. You notice that the wind has picked up quite a bit as the evening has gone on.
Well, I can see them and they can definitely see me. So he's going to just get himself into some nice light and look forward and just raise a hand and he calls out, Nonny!
Frank is also there.
I know
Yeah.
time for Frank.
And
Frank!
Not the old Jeff.
When you yell at Frank's name, you can see the torch go like this, back and forth. Oh, it's almost fucked up the radio thing there. He waves the torch to the left and to the right as you say after you say his name.
It's Erlon! Lighter.
Na 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 na.
You can hear him respond to you in the dark and says, "We're back! We have baggage!"
No.
That's one way to put it.
Frank is tired of our shit. I just want you to know
I
that.
can imagine.
I say
I'm stuck with you two for how long now?
Yeah.
You sound weathered, Frank. Are you alright?
At this point, you guys are in torchlight. You can see him, and you can see now that his armor is broken in a few different places. His clothes are covered in blood.
And what of the others? They look okay?
The others look pretty good. The others look like they haven't almost taken anything. You see on Raven's neck, I think he's got an arrow, maybe something like that, just across his neck, maybe. Maybe that's
I need
the
a
only
bath.
thing. Okay.
I'm mad and filthy for making
You can, yeah, the
Oh, yeah,
additions,
that's right.
additions
Yeah.
to the party. You can see immediately, right off the bat, 3 children. One of them being cradled as they walk together by Elise, that old woman you just caught the glimpse of, but you're sure it's her. And 2 dragonborn children, and somebody else. Heidi, would you like to explain what you would like to look like to?
I'm an elf, a little on the shorter side, I think, or I don't know what to call it. Like
Sounds good to me.
They can
5'5",
call.
somewhere around there. Red hair that is currently in a state from being a dog for a while. I found clothes, didn't I? I'm not naked anymore.
No, you stole equipment, remember?
Right,
Yeah,
I
you
stole.
took their clothes.
I took their clothes.
And those can't go with you.
So I'm wearing
you
some
are
clothes that don't look like I should be.
It's definitely a male's
Men's clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit bigger, but
comfy.
Yeah.
comfy. Yeah,
Yeah,
comfy.
might stay.
Exactly. Frumpy.
I might stay in these. You know what? These are good travel clothes.
These washed out. They'll be my good travel clothes.
Not really trousers, more of a nice pair of slacks.
Yeah.
They're a bit bad.
I don't. I'm gonna have to make this up because I don't remember what I
It's okay.
down here. What I look like.
There you go.
Somewhere.
This is good.
She's hot. She hot, but she a mess right now.
She's a hot mess.
The
Yeah.
definition of a hot mess.
Yeah, pretty much.
A curious
I think
scar
I had
on
like
her shoulder.
With a yeah.
what?
She has a curious scar on her chest that has a matching one on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to
We
get
don't-
clothes off to see that.
We
one
don't
first.
talk about that though.
Good.
And we don't talk about my scars or her beard.
Less.
Yeah, that's right.
Less. We don't talk about that. Mind your manners.
Yeah, really.
Things we don't talk about. Episode 1.
You can see mine. Her shirt is a men's shirt, so it's a little
Oh,
open in the front, so you can see it. But we're not asking
I would say it's too dark to see that particular detail
at this moment.
Yeah. Since Erlon is under torchlight at the moment, underneath the leathers, like through the crevices, you would be able to see that he's wearing like oddly fancy clothes.
Oh, I thought you were saying that.
Because he brought
Oh my.
his clothes, not all of them, but a few pairs that he exchanges every week or so. and they're elven in make, like from Brel.
He's a
So
fancy boy.
He's keeping up the
He's
tradition.
fancy. Yeah. I'm
Embroidered.
wearing stolen
He
clothes
is a
from.
high elf.
Yeah.
You're a wood
I'm a
elf?
wood elf.
Wood elf. Yeah, you would know right off the bat too. She's a wood elf. I don't know how you feel about that particularly coming from Brel, but you play that as you want to.
Ah. He looks at the dragonborn children first and he says, "Oh, mini Tannis."
They were busy while they were gone. They came back with 3 children.
He oddly though, he just holds his neck for a moment and winces, then opens his eyes again and he sees the wood elf and he says, "Oh, and who might you be?"
Galus.
Galus. What's your surname?
That's not important.
Fair enough. He just nods and he looks around and he says, "Well, Frank, to be frank, it seems as though you've taken the brunt of whatever misadventure has happened here. Might I make you a pot of tea once we are back for your health?"
He looks at you and he says, "I hurt too much for humor. Nonny's back." And he walks by you.
He puts a hand on your shoulder.
Welcome back! I'm not in the mood for your jokes today.
You hear the wagon lurch as he climbs up on the side of the wagon and he climbs in. And you can hear briefly after that someone call out and someone curse and say, "Get out of my way!" And they did a shuffle and then it dissipates.
Frank should be dismissed for the evening. He's had quite a rough go of it seems. He calls out.
You seem to be on watch right now. Ornal and Dermot and Tanith.
I'm asleep
Yeah.
under the wagon.
Yeah, you're asleep under the wagon.
In my traditional spot.
Would that have woken you up?
Probably not.
Oh, I'll roll perception for my watch.
Yep, sounds good. As you guys take everybody back to the wagon.
I got a 20.
20? Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
You're gonna see me feeding children.
Okay.
Make something for the kids.
So roll
And I guess her too.
perception, Nonny.
I still don't know how to feel about you.
So I guess you would have had to make supper as well.
Perception.
Yeah, it was edible.
Roll your, did you
Oh, yeah, I
fix your
suppose
rolls?
there's actually food already there. I suppose that's...
Well, there might be.
Did they eat it all?
Depends.
As usual, 11.
11. I love that.
I have never
Mediocrity.
rolled performance for Erlon's cooking above a 12. Ever.
At least
It's been like
consistent.
12 or 11 a
Yeah.
lot. There are leftovers.
There are leftovers.
There
Okay.
are
Mac and tuna.
So I'm gonna
Some
oh, making
Just
sure the
mac
children are
and
getting fed then.
I'm not a big fan of
The
tuna.
leftovers.
and there's
Some
enough
tea
there.
and
You
Literally
can see
Sweet potatoes
that
and
Arthur
I like
and his
tuna
mother
sandwiches.
Elise just dig in and eating it up like it's something special. The other two, however, the Dragonborn are just kind of
super
holding it
impressive.
in their in whatever container they have in there. You don't know if it's distaste for the container that they're holding or the food itself that they're just kind of picking at it and kind of putting on the smile.
It's fine as long as they're putting food in their faces.
Yeah, they are. They're eating it,
Some
but
tea.
it's
Boil them some tea.
I'm eating with no complaint. I haven't had much to eat in the last few weeks.
it is delicious.
Yeah.
I mean, it's delicious.
He only rolled an 11, but it definitely tastes like a nat 20.
You can eat the food the goblins wouldn't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
Goblin
And
table
that one nice
scraps.
sausage that she gave
Oh,
me.
that's
Yeah,
right.
that's right.
That's what I did feed her.
Good protein there. Excellent.
Yeah, goblin proteins. Is
So
really
they-
fun.
They seem to be fed and, that. And they oh, well, there you go. The other one doesn't talk, so I don't have to worry about him. Trell speaks up and he says, "Oh, this is mighty good. Oh, did you make this yourself? This is delicious."
No, dear.
He looks over to Trell, not knowing his name, and he says, he just raises his hand, is just like, "I made that, thank you very much. It's not as best as I could do."
Well, cheers to the cook.
It's not as well.
And then he puts his head down again.
It's
So
not
he
as
doesn't
well.
have to make eye contact. He rolled an natural 20 on his deception.
I
One of them
I love
yeah,
it.
you can still blow. You can blow it out of the water. He's only a
I
child.
love that the best he could do
No.
was a 12, though.
He feels like pretty good about himself. He's just like,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It's easy with that.
He kind of like does a double take at the state of the kitchen. Just looks back and he shrugs it off. He's just like, okay, well, I guess the kid likes it.
Yeah, suck on that, Frank.
Nani, you notice that the kitchen,
Nice.
someone's been in your kitchen.
Yeah, that's fine.
You're busy.
We'll pay for it later.
Breathe.
Children,
And,
I gotta worry about the children.
He's gonna try to move out of Nani's line of sight.
Easy enough. She seems to be busy in the wagon with children. Heidi, what you see? Sorry, not Heidi.
It's all good. Kalis.
Galus. Sorry, names. Got it. Galus, what you see is a fairly large wagon. Seems to be about 30, 35 feet long, I think. Or did I say like 20? No, normal wagon's like 10 feet. It's like 20 feet long, this wagon.
Rather large.
Yeah, rather large. You can see inside the wagon there seems to be logs, trees. The wagon seems to have, I think I said 6 horses pulling it last time. 6 large horses. I think that's what it was. And-
6 flowers.
6
And there's
drive.
about,
What?
6 horse drive.
I think there's about, not including yourselves and the party you came with, about 15 other people there. And they're all human. I think Dermot may be something else.
Dermot's a dwarf, isn't
Ornald's a dwarf, you're right. Ornald's a dwarf. We have a dragonborn that's sleeping underneath the wagon.
it?
Dermot is a half elf.
Yeah. Yeah, Ornald's the one I call Stumpy, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
He's a dwarf who's missing a leg.
Oh.
I'm gonna
So
call
not only is he stumpy, but he's...
I'm gonna call him Stumpy. Yeah.
And Erlon, your watch comes to an end.
Alright, he's gonna go and just cross his legs somewhere semi-comfortable and just meditate for his 4 hours rest.
Sounds good. One of the other guards takes up watch and walking around. There seems to be more than one guard on doing rotations at all times. But the night goes on, and you guys, do you guys want to do anything? Wrap up, talk about each other, or do you follow? Get everybody wrapped up, get everybody comfortable.
Oh yeah, I've just got the kids tucked away and... like shoved in between whoever.
Nolly and Frank.
They're pretty
Frank,
small.
oh Frank.
Also Zach.
And the children.
I noticed that actually that you guys had.
Oh, nice.
Merch.
There you go.
Yeah. I didn't pay for this one though.
I didn't either.
Bunch of
Thieves
fucking
and
thieves.
I'm gonna tell a story on how I got
I
this
didn't pay
one
for this
again.
shit.
No, me neither.
Yeah. Mine was just like, here, you want this? Okay, cool.
I won this in an axe throw tournament.
Nice.
I won the tournament.
And
jeez.
Nani, you guys got back fairly late. Let's say about midnight you went to sleep. So at minimum, you're gonna be up. I think you have to sleep for 6 out of 8, and the other 2 hours can be done in things like cooking, taking care of camping stuff. So you can still be able to do that. So you can still be up pretty early if you want to still do the Nani thing.
Of course.
Okay, sounds
You gotta keep knitting.
Of course.
good. And Galus, how would you be for sleeping?
I meditate also, don't I?
Yeah, but I'm gonna say since you've been a wolf or a dog for so long, at this time when you go to sleep, you sleep.
I'm dead, yeah.
You sleep. You sleep. You're mentally tired. You know,
I'm just gonna lay at the
physically
base
tired.
of a tree. Is there trees around?
Not really. No, it's pretty stark around here. In this area, there's no copses or any green patches. It's mostly ridge and dry rock, bits of sand.
Would there be like a clump of rocks you could kind of like lean against?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So you will get comfy there. It's pretty easy to get comfy after the conditions you've been living in such time, and it seems fairly safe here. There's lots of large, angry-looking humans with weapons, and there's lots of light. Erlon, yourself too. You can go. You find somewhere to meditate for the evening. And Tanith, you're usually on day shift. That's the upper hand of being an upper management day shift.
Supervisor privilege.
So you're getting the sleep, and it's not much of a snore. His snoring maybe kind of changes when he's up here. He doesn't snore as loud.
Fears thinner or something?
No, or it's just an internal thing that his internal safety alarms go off. You're not supposed to make too much noise. Stay kind of quiet. Who knows?
Listen to snore more of a hum.
Or it could just be the dry air. Yeah, you're higher up. It could just be when he gets down in the wetlands, just
Because we could hear him from out in the street, I'm sure, last time.
That's it.
Down in the woods, it's just there's allergies.
That's it.
Terrible.
That's beautiful.
Erlon will be up before everybody else, basically, apart from the last night shift, because he only needs 4 hours of meditation to cover a long rest. So he wakes up and just looks up at the still dark sky because it's 4 in the morning.
Stars are scattered everywhere. You can see all the different constellations up. There are several.
He's going to go through his practices for martial arts with his bow staff and just do that off to the side as quiet as he can to not wake anybody else up.
Of course. All right, I get you to roll an athletics.
Athletics? 12.
12, okay. As you stretch and bend in the moonlight, Nonny, you wake up. It's early, you feel this urge to get up, you feel dependence that need tending to. Now that you're back in amongst the wagon again.
I got a job to do. So I get up and check to make sure that the children are all still sleeping and everything's okay.
Sleeping soundly, you look at the two little dragonborn, they're snoring definitely louder than the boy.
Still louder than the one underneath the wagon.
You can see that they're kind of in tangent. Tanith goes off, and then these two little ones.
Synchronicity here.
Yeah, it's actually kind of cute if you were,
Oh, thank you. So I'm gonna. Can I see him from the end? If I shove him down the end of the wagon?
Yeah, you can see him. He's out there in the moonlight. You can kind of see this.
It's graceful. I'm gonna take a minute and just watch him with my Coke through my Coke bottle glasses. Just enjoy it.
He seems to
Peace.
be pretty tense. He's bending, and then he keeps trying to do the same bend. He just seems to be really tense. He's got a lot on his mind. A lot of things have been going on with him lately,
So I'm gonna do my classic Nonny slide off the end of the wagon, and start a fire. Step 1, and I'm gonna.
There's actually partial fire.
Oh, still stoke the fire.
Yeah.
And put on a pot for tea.
Galus, you hear the small tinging of tin and pots, a little bit of glass things that you guys have to put tea in. Not too far away from you, it wakes you up.
You just kind of stretch and yawn. The first real good sleep I've had in quite some time.
On a rock, believe it or not.
Yeah, but with a full belly, not really, I would say, happy yet, but content for the moment. Just kind of watch everybody kind of start to stir. Just waiting to see what happens. Maybe somebody is sitting beside me that nobody else sees. A little morning chat. I'm crazy by now.
Welcome to the club. Hey. Poor.
I talked to my dead husband, so.
And I'm gonna take Erlon some tea.
Okay.
Dodges ninja kicks, and just tug on the sleeve of his shirt and hand him silently, quietly. Everything's very quiet in the.
Did you roll in perception?
No, I rolled in acrobatics because right now what Erlon's doing, he's balancing on one big toe.
Knock him over.
He's holding his bow staff out
Nonny's just
and just holding his hand out, his left hand out with his bow staff over his wrist, and he's balancing on his big toe, and he got a 20 on that.
Nice.
So he's just.
And then I set the tea in his hand and he tips over.
No, seriously, set the tea in his hand.
I'm gonna set the tea in his hand, in his open, the warm tea cut.
He's gonna reroll his acrobatics.
No, don't. You roll the 20. That's perfect. You feel this warm glass sensation in your hand.
He cups his hand a little bit and looks down. He's sweat rolling down his forehead, and he takes a breath out.
Very nice.
Thank you, Nonny. And
I've already toddled off. I'm just muttering to myself. I just put it in his hand and walked away.
Before your eyes even open, you can hear the scuttering of Nonny walking away.
he takes a hefty sip of the tea until like half of it's gone, and then just sets it back in his hand. And while it's bordering on scalding him, he just continues on with
Wait
his
for a refill.
he continues on with his meditative balance, and he switches his feet.
Big toe.
Yeah, switches his toe, I guess you could say, and puts that on. He's practicing his balance and making sure that he's as keen as possible and deft as possible.
Okay.
Yeah. It looks very, very kind of very painful to the people who are uninitiated in like martial arts, but because he's not exactly heavyweight, he's able to balance himself pretty good without extra pressure on his feet. So with one big toe on the ground, which he doesn't have any shoes, he's just balancing and using that bow staff like that.
And everybody can see that. And so you're doing this for the rest of the time, and on you're beginning to make some food.
Of course.
As the food and spices begin to arouse the nostrils of the men, and around, underneath a certain wagon, there's a grumbling and a rumbling.
Got a little human. That's the first sound he ever made to me.
Oh, it gets me every time.
Isn't it beautiful?
Oh, yes.
Judging from the smell, breakfast will soon be ready. I should probably get up. Large form will make its way from under the wagon.
What are you again?
I'm a rather large blue dragonborn.
I adopted him.
Oh, you adopted.
He's the only reason that I'm here.
You
Actually,
hate me, but you like
It's like
everybody.
gave you saffron.
you could be a baby murderer. I don't know.
I'm not baby.
These guys really had a good kickoff when they first started. It was like, double take on
It was a match made in heaven. There's a guy who likes food and a person who makes really good food.
The perfect way to get into the group.
And it just so happened that they had food.
It tastes like pure sugar, by the way. Just be.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's pink and sugary like cotton candy. I'm not surprised.
There is like Big 8 Mountain Dew with there too on the floor.
There's actual Mountain Dew as well.
It's great lines, man. I'm telling you. Y'all
I actually also bought Mountain Dew, but then I was like, no, I know it's already gonna be there.
Yeah, it's
traditionally I think one bottle of Mountain Dew.
Wow. So Nonny, I'll get you to roll a performance on that breakfast this morning.
18.
Naturally.
Yep.
Well, without question.
Bacon. You can't really screw up bacon.
Yeah, she noticed the quality of food last night and was like, we need bacon. Turn this morale around.
I'm gonna toddle down from my
Bacon
rock.
and slightly questionable eggs.
Hey, it's not leftover goblin goo.
Oh, I could do goblin rations. Like.
If you took them. Ooh.
I think I'd rather eat goblin.
Yeah, Galus, you're even your that small feeling of canine in the back of your mind is even kind of perking up at the same time with the smell of that bacon. It's hard to shake off. Hail on yourself, getting a bit hard. But it's not over a 20, sorry. We said if it was over a 20 there would be a save against it. But it's still damn good. And you're focusing on your balance.
His toes. He's thinking about his toes.
Yeah, your toes.
Toes and tea.
Toes and tea. Yeah.
There's your title. Toes and tea.
Toes.
And tea.
That's a good one. I like titles like that too. It's good. I'll write it down.
Erlen continues on. It seems to be like he's switching every about 5 minutes on one foot to another, and he does that about 6 times for an entire half hour. So his calves, leg muscles they're just, it's leg day today.
It's leg day.
Yeah, it's
Maybe
leg
baby and okay.
And he's wearing linens. He changed into them when he woke up. He has a couple pairs of linen clothes, but he hops down and just does his cool down stretches and wipes his brow, sets his hair back into a ponytail, and he moves forward to the wagon.
What? I'm allowed to roll dice.
No,
But
no,
anything's supposed
you
to happen.
absolutely are not supposed to do that ever.
Not allowed. And he just tries to find some root vegetable to save his hunger.
Well, it just happens to be some fried root vegetable.
I was just going to say, we've catered to your vegetarian needs. Don't worry.
Errol will partake, of course, and just sit cross-legged, occasionally just stretching his hips out.
Bacon, hash browns, good times.
He's gonna sit cross-legged and kind of bow out his hips occasionally to stretch his hip joint. And
If the first thing wasn't scary enough,
Yep.
all the guys are cringing now.
You're making
these
it weird.
Large humans are like, is it worth the gold to be on this trip? I don't know.
Okay, what's
Then
this
they-
gold you keep talking about?
You don't get any because you weren't involved. Don't worry about it.
he's gonna like roll.
I'm just kidding.
Errol's just gonna roll a perception to see if he sees people are cringing at that.
We're actually.
Yeah, he does. It's
we're
an
actually
18.
on.
Yeah, you see some of the larger men who just kind of wince and kind of walk the other way, try and get out of line of sight.
He mumbles just enough to be audible. Oh, don't blame me if you can't stretch your legs in a combat situation.
They don't really respond that much. But breakfast is made, people are fed. Dermot and O'Neill have woken up. Dermot walks over to you, Nonny, and he says, "Well, what was the fruit of our labour, staying here for almost the night?"
We saved the children?
Some of them.
Very well. Was there anything else to save some children? Did you find anything?
Not really. Yeah, some gold and a sled and some weapons for you friends. I don't think you want the goblin rations. Oh, and some goblin gin. You have it. I got no interest.
He turns his nose up at
Well, it
this,
might start a good fire.
the idea of it. Put it on the white. He tells to Raven who has all the equipment. I don't know if they keep it up. I'm going to keep that particular part to see if they would take that with them.
I'm just
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care about any of that.
Can't
he
eat it.
says guess they'd be out now with some food, and he says he looks over at them and he says, "What's so much trouble? What happened? Did anybody get hurt? You're all numbers are here. I see plus more than I was expecting."
Yeah, we made some friends along the way.
You'll have to introduce me.
Remember the little wave? That's
T-Rex. T-Rex wave.
some kind of a tree, though.
I mean, I can't really because Nonny doesn't really remember anybody's names. That's not her thing. They're all just deer and
Only muttered
Deer, honey, and love.
whatever. She doesn't remember their names.
He just is just this weird, awkward back and forth between you and him, and he just kind of shakes his head and takes a step back and looks off in the distance, and then walks over to you, Gillis.
Yeah, he forgot who he was talking to,
Yeah,
didn't he?
yeah.
It's not-
He expects a different response from most everybody. he talks to.
Everyone.
So, what's approaching me?
Half
What
elf,
is
pretty finely dressed. He seems roll insight.
the boss?
4.
4.
I rolled a 1.
He looks like
You got an elf.
I got an elf.
You're not even sure if he's an elf.
And he just rolls up on you, walking from the wagon as you're just eating your food, and he says, "Oh, what's your story?"
Well, it's been kind of a long one, but I'm here now, so that's all that matters.
What do you mean you're here now? You're not here now until your name is in my book.
Well, the name's Galus, so write down.
Flips open the book.
Girl!
What's your particular skills, Miss Galus?
Well, one would argue nothing, but I dabble a little in this and that. A little magic, a little potion, a little
Magic, you say?
pizzazz.
You old razzle dazzle.
He seems he writes something in his ledger, and well, the trip is almost through. But if your skills prove worthy enough, perhaps I can find something else for you to do.
Yeah, right. But which way are you going?
We're heading south, up the mountain about a week's ways, and then from there, I don't think we'll be going any further, but we'll see what happens.
Well, I suppose I'll travel with you for a while, see what I can see, and we'll go from there.
Most of the trip has been pretty much done. There's not going to be too much to come out of it. I can pay you 7 gold for the rest of the trip.
Alright.
He reaches in his pocket, pulls out 7 gold. 7 gold. Here, I'll pay you now. He tosses you a sack. It's got some silver and some gold in it.
Catch it in the air. Tuck it in my men's trousers. Is it mighty useful?
Cool.
Pockets.
So, turns around and he starts walking back, and you can hear just slightly on the air these mysterious people. Yeah, come out of nowhere. He walks back to the wagon.
You're welcome.
He walks over to the children. They begin to trade some words back and forth. You can pick up that their father's name is Oreg Gretsch. He's a miner in the Shears for gold, gems, and other precious metals. That's pretty much all you
I
hear
feel like that
about
would be
them.
exciting news for somebody who really likes money.
And if anybody would like to roll perception or anything, an insight on Dermot as that conversation is going.
I'll roll inside of him. What did I roll? That is a solid 14.
He had a smile on his face. You've seen that smile. That's his prophet smile.
Thanks, Mommy. I see a man who likes to see some money.
You guys begin to pack up. Food is given. And, Sinead. That's right, Elise. Elise comes over to you, Nonny, and she says,
Yes.
our farm is just about half days up, and on the left, about 2 hours in. And if you come, we can have a grand dinner for you and all your friends. You've been such a great help finding my son.
It sounds wonderful. I say like I have some choice in where we go ever. Although so far I've directed a lot of this.
Well, to her, you kind of seem like the person in charge.
I feel like I think I'm
Pretty
in
much
charge.
everything you've said has happened.
It's true. It's true. I can see why she'd be confused. Yeah, that sounds lovely. I can't wait.
So everybody clambers up on the wagon. Frank helps the halflings and the dragonborn. You notice that there are 2 youngling dragonborns.
Oh, that's interesting.
They are black dragonborns, both of them. And everybody's on the wagon now. You guys are moving forward. Tanith, you are in the seat next to Ornell. Erlon, you're in the wagon. Everybody else is too. Galus, where would you be?
Sitting on the back, maybe swing my feet slightly.
Okay, sounds good. Tanith, roll perception.
Ooh, 19.
as you guys are moving along in the wagon, you're moving at a decent speed, trying to catch up on time as you had spent a whole night waylaid here. And Dermot seems to be in a particular hurry now that he might be particularly late. As you're moving the horses quickly, you can catch it just out of the corner of your eye, a glint that moves. You didn't see it before, but now it's moving, and as it's moving, it's glinting as the sunlight comes down. I'll get you to roll. It's roll your animal handling. 10. As you jerk the reins to the right, the train of horses, 6 of them all together, it's hard to make them turn fast. But they do begin to turn, but not quite enough. As you can see now, up close, there's this iron pin in the ground with an eye hole in the top, and there's a rope. And you can see the rope is coursing through it. You can see the dust off the rope kind of springing out as you're this close. And as the glinting you've seen off in the left-hand side, you can see a 3-pronged grappling hook scuttling across the ground towards the wagon. And it's scuttling towards the iron pin. It slackens for a moment, it swings out in front of the wagon, and then it's pulled again, it seems, and it catches the front end of the wagon wheel. And as the wagon lurches to the left hand or to the right hand side as you're trying to turn it, you can see as the wagon wheel is almost peeled right off of the wagon. The outside rim is torn off and the spokes hit the ground and the spokes smash and they crumple up, and you can hear the cracks and the smashes as the wagon goes down. The wagon tips. Everybody begins to pitch to the left hand side.
Trap!
I'll get you to roll a dexterity saving throw, please.
22.
22.
And everyone's also going to hop out of the wagon.
Okay.
With that.
On one.
Yeah.
With his teacup still in his hand.
7.
I got 11.
17.
17. Okay. We'll start from the 17 at the back, where you're sitting there, kind of enjoying this, being able to sit in the back, freely traveling at this point, your legs moving in the air. You can hear a heavy, dragonborn voice cry out, only just for half a second, doesn't even get the full word out, before the wagon tips, and you get flipped up in the air. As you fling about 20 feet, you fall and roll and tumble. You do take, you did pretty good. You did pretty good in the save. I'm going to say it's half this. Okay, you take 2 points of damage as you fall to the ground and roll and tumble. Erelon,
Yep.
inside the wagon, you're kind of near the back. You can feel the wagon pitch, and you kind of tumble out the back. You see your opportunity, and you kind of swing out. And with your momentum, you leap just kind of before most of the momentum of the wagon shifts, and it doesn't push you so much in the air. And it's kind of like just going over the high jump. Your body moves just over it before the high jump bar slings high up in the air and doesn't catch you.
And he's going to look back immediately and just perception to see what happened.
Yep, you do a quick roll on the ground and skid to your feet, and you look.
20.
20? Nice. As the wagon kind of flips up over, you can hear the snapping of wood and the whine of ropes as the wagon flips right over on top of itself.
Oh, good Lord. And he's going to try to rush up and try to get people out. That's his first thing. Just
So what happens then is that tumbles and crushes the canopy that's over, it snaps easily and busts open. The logs roll out everywhere. Nonny, you take 4 points as the logs are on top of you when you are pinned by logs. Tanith, you also take 4 damage as a bigger part of the wagon is pinning you to the ground, you're face down on the ground. Ornull, you can see under the gap, is completely pinned. Dermot too seems to be completely pinned. About 10 other guys are inside that wagon as it's pinned.
Was it a deer that hit them?
Not what you see, no. But you're going to see what it was. Erelon, as you look to your left, you can hear this. Who can speak goblin? Good. Nope.
I don't know.
Okay. I don't.
I don't think so, but
So, anyway, so for now we'll
I
go
know.
with him. Okay, good. So, Erlon, you hear perfect because you got out and you got to see everything. You look to your left as you can hear it, and you can hear this wild laughing. This, it worked! Get him! As you can hear dogs barking, and you can hear this clattering along the ground. And as before you can see what it is, you can see the dust trail going up behind it. As you can see these two long wooden, they look like sleighs, but they have sets of wheels mounted in the sides of them. And sometimes it's a group of 2 and a group of 3 and then a group of 2. They're all disorganized. And set among them, you can see on each one is. Let me get how many there first. There. There's 5 goblins on each one, just hanging on. And there's on the front of it there are 8 dogs, and they're pulling it. And there's one on the lead, just whipping the dogs with the whip as they begin to close on you. And then behind that, you can see a much larger beast. Roll knowledge nature.
Finally, a good nature roll, 22.
You see a Goliath with a large piece of wood, and he is just lumbering, boom, 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 towards you guys. And he's got this rope wrapped around his belly and tied in a great big knot.
And the Erlon sees all that, and he's just getting out. He's trying to lift as many logs to get people unpinned and like take people out of the wagon. It's like, we have a fight on our hands! Goblins and a Goliath! That's all he gets out. And he's just helping people try to get unpinned.
Okay.
He's not particularly strong, so all he's going to do is try to lift logs.
We're gonna
He's not
roll for initiative.
Initiative?
Oh, that's a 9.
22.
19.
15.
Oh.
Alright, Erlon. Let me get these guys here. Okay, Erlon. Action's on you.
He's going to try to get people out.
Who are you going to try and save first?
Who's closest?
Closest?
Get me out of here.
And he's at the back of the wagon, unless the wagon literally flipped over.
Yeah, you're about 15 feet. You're not anywhere near. You can get there easily. From where the wagon is positioned, I'm going to say Tanith is your closest one. Tanith seems to be pinned under the wagon itself.
The wagon itself.
Around the wagon itself, where the ether logs have gone up to the left and right hand side and clobbered and clambered over the rest of the men.
Is there anybody particularly free apart from me?
There's 2 or 3, and they're getting up right now.
Okay. He's gonna first just call out, get the wagon up, and he's just gonna try to lift the wagon a little bit just to budge so that Tanith can get the hell out.
I'm going to try and help as best I can. So.
Alright, so I'll get Erlon, roll with advantage. Also, Tanith, roll a strength check. And I'm going to roll one more for the guys that are helping you.
I got 14
14.
with a -1.
Ugh, 8.
8. You guys get on, you lift. The wagon budges just a little. Oh, and it sinks back down. It's not enough. And the Erlon, you notice that the goblins are getting closer. They seem to be the dust. So you can't see the Goliath anymore as the dust is beginning to gather up in the air. But they seem to be getting closer.
All right. That's
When we go to Tanith, you spent your turn trying to help them get up, I'm gonna say that was your action because you guys were close together and initiative also. Galus, you are out of the wagon, kind of on your side. You're
How far away am
about 15 feet away from the wagon.
I? Okay. I'm gonna get up and go to them, see if I can help. I'm not very strong either, but
Certainly. Okay, I'll get you to roll a strength check, please.
7.
7. Okay, you even with you jump in there, but it still sinks down. It's not enough to get the wagon up and over. You guys can hear this thudding get closer and closer, Erlon. Nonny, you are pinned. I need you to roll a strength check. Athletics to get out. Shouldn't be an issue for you.
Unless I roll a 2. That's 8.
That's it's you kind of push up this one, but it slips and it pinches your thumb in between two logs.
Oh.
And it's like, that's your cooking thumb.
That's the thumb that I hold my frying pan with.
Can't peel no more vegetables.
She's getting mad now.
I'm gonna ring.
Alright, back to the top of the list, Erlon.
I'm gonna try again.
Try it out.
Yeah.
Alright,
I'm gonna help as best I can as well.
try and
Chop mine in there too.
Stupid awkward position.
And I roll with advantage, right?
I gave you advantage before, now the other guys had to get up and get rid of their things as well. One guy's out. Okay, one guy's out. He pulls up out of the logs, and now I'll get, since if we're going to roll with advantage, I'll get 2 of you to roll with advantage. So Tanith, you're going to give Erlon advantage. Okay.
Nat 20.
Okay,
Nat 20, which
you'll
is
need that.
So I'm rolling with advantage.
With
as well.
advantage, yes. I'd say Frank got to pull out of this one.
I'm really gonna need it.
Frank
Oh, 18.
18.
I found
very
some
good.
inner strength.
Okay, so you and Frank get on one side, and Erlon and Tanith, you get there, and you kind of pitch the wagon slightly to the side, and Tanith, you got enough room to kind of slide out.
Or get out.
Okay, you slide out of the wagon. You guys are holding the wagon up.
Erlon's, as he's pulling up, he's just kind of like, "Ah!" And underneath his arm, the linen clothes he's wearing, just his bicep muscle tears one of the sleeves because it's more on his right arm. So it's
No, see if I can pull out other Dermot or no.
Okay, let's see.
We need the help.
I'm going to say the action was to help the lift. The move action was to get out. You guys have to keep that held up if you're going to try and get Dermot out. So that's the goblins move in again, and you guys can hear behind you, all of you kind of look as these goblin sleighs kind of come in and skid to a stop, and all the goblins jump off, and they're all holding short bows, and they're all pointing them at you, and they're getting closer. And they draw closer, they move in their 20 feet, and one of the other goblins jumps off as they do. And he's dressed differently. He's dressed in robes, not these tatters of leather armor or anything like that. And he holds up this piece of stick, and it's just a little stick. It's just a little stick, about 10 inches long, and there's a little branch that comes off of it. And he's going over, and he kind of looks decrepit. You can see he's shrouded in a hood. He's walking over to some of the logs that have rolled 10 or 20 feet away, and he holds the stick above them. And the first one begins to glow, kind of like a black light, waving it over something, as the stick glows a dull green, not bright, vivid but not bright. And then where he brushes it over the length of wood, the 20-foot length of wood, it glows as well where he does it, and he says, he points to this one, and he looks back and he says, in Goblin, but Erlon, you can make him out, he says, Oragar, this one! And he takes something out of his hand and he slaps it on. It's just this kind of looks like a red sticker or something like that, just something that'll catch onto the bark of the tree, and he starts going over the other one. And then he moves to the next, and they hold this position as the other wagon or the other goblin sled pulls up and stops, and does the exact same thing. But they are not in range enough to get any closer. And then you can hear more of this thudding as it gets closer, and it moves up to this piece of wood, and it grabs it with one hand and walks over, and I wouldn't have any move action after that. It picks it up anyway, the one that had been glowing. Here you go. And Nonny. Did I miss your turn, Galus?
No, she helped them.
Oh, I helped.
Okay, so you're still holding onto the wagon. That's good. Nonny, use your roll strength. There you go. Now you get it. You kind of get your knee up and move your elbow and shuffle it out, and the log rolls over top of you, and it'll be a half your movement stand up.
As I do.
Okay, you stand up, and you see all of this now.
Where are the children?
The children are somewhere underneath these logs.
Oh, damn, they did.
They did!
They're small, they're not big.
Perception is not good. That is
Oh, baby
5 plus something, 2, 7.
You don't see them.
Oh no. Even cold-hearted Galus is a little upset. Looking for these children.
Yeah, I gotta look for them.
So you walk closer to the wagon. It's toppled over. As you look underneath, there's still a few logs, and you can see Ornell. He's taken up most of the space.
I mean, I guess. Can I try and help these guys?
You can next turn. You'll use your action to get up and get out, and now you're over there as they're holding up the wagon.
Okay.
Okay. Erlon's still holding onto the wagon.
Now, if I take a quick peek without letting go, just kind of over my shoulder, or like, well, I guess duck down, is anybody still underneath there?
You take a peek. Yeah, you can see Ornell for sure is there. He seems to be unconscious.
And what he's gonna do, since it's him and Galus currently.
You, Galus, Tanith is doing it also, and Frank as well.
Okay. He's gonna just hold the wagon up and just kind of switch it so he's underneath, crusting it on his shoulders rather than his arms, just to make it a little bit less stress on his limbs. And he's gonna just keep holding it up. So I'll just do another strength check.
Sounds good.
16.
Okay. You make good with the maneuver. The goblins keep waving this stick that they have, and the other goblin comes up too, and he seems to have one also, and they're waving them over the wood, and then he slaps down another stamp on another one, and he yells up to the Goliath, and the Goliath comes over, picks it up, and then he walks over both of them to the, I suppose he's holding a big club. He drops his club, whatever. Picks it up, and he goes and he puts them down into the sleigh. And they fit almost perfect. There's only about 2 or 3 feet that fall out, that extend over the one edge and the back end.
And these sleighs, they're like dog sleds, and
With wheels.
are they chains or leather to connect to the
Oh, it's all
dogs?
wooden leather. All wooden leather.
Okay.
Yeah.
How very rustic.
Yeah, and it's awesome. The wooden wheels and everything. Stupid goblins.
How very flammable of them.
Oh yes.
10th.
How far away is the nearest one holding one of those sticks?
I'd say they were 10 feet away now. They're 10 feet away.
Mm. And how many other ones are there with short bows?
There are now 8. No, sorry. On the first one there were 5. On the second one there were 3. Sorry, I think I may have said 5 and 5 to begin with. First one was 5, second one was 3. So there are 6 with short bows.
Spicy. Dumb idea.
Did you eat your Wheaties today?
I
Yeah,
ate my
bacon.
I ate my
Bacon.
bacon. Bacon and hash browns. That's a happy dragonborn make.
That's true.
Are any of them in a like stacked line going away from me?
You can probably get one of the guards and one of the magic users, but they seem to be lined up in parallel to you to keep everybody guarded.
So they're in a line, and I'm right here.
No, they're say I should probably bring down the map. I'm pretty crowded on the table. I don't want to get that. It'll take too long. Say the wagon flipped over forward. You guys are all in the one corner trying to lift it up, and they kind of made a line of skirmish.
Skirmish?
Yeah, a line of skirmish right there. So that you can't really get them all in a line. You can definitely be able to get one of the soldiers and one of the magic users at a particular time, though.
Well, they're both gonna need to make dex saving throws.
I mean, if you were to move,
I'm still holding the wagon.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're still holding the wagon.
If you're willing to switch your friends, get a good shot.
Okay. So what's the save?
12 dex.
Oh, okay. One saves it. The one in the back saves. The one that hit first, roll a 1.
Well, he takes the one who's saved takes half, and the one in the back, the fail, takes the full 10.
Yep.
And the one who saved takes 5. As I look over my shoulder and just lightning bolt shoots out of my mouth.
So everybody who hasn't seen that before now has seen that.
Whoa! You would have seen my predator style hair start to glow first. Just sort of look over my shoulder and just
Lightning.
basically.
So that first one,
One failed took 10 and the
took
second
10.
took 5.
Just you can see his body tweak out. He drops the short bow. It goes off and hits the side of the side of the wagon. He drops. You can see his head twitch as he kind of begins to smoke and falls to the ground. The other one takes a bolt in his shoulder and it kind of burns right through. And you can see him grab it and you can hear him hiss and squeal out. He's still up. So one goblin down. Galus.
I'm still holding the wagon, right?
Yeah.
Do we think he's got it on his own?
I'm still holding the wagon
You're
too.
still holding it? Okay. Do they have it between the two of them, would you say?
They're both holding the wagon. Everybody at this point except for Nani is holding up the wagon.
So if I let go, is it going to be okay?
I see where you're going with
We
that.
don't know.
You're not sure.
That's the.
It looks
It's a
dangerous.
gamble. It's a heavy. It took
It's
3
what's
to pick
his
it up.
face that's underneath of it. He's still unconscious, right?
I thought she was gonna ask if he was important. Is he really important?
I don't remember who he even
He's
is.
just-
let
you
alone-
don't really know who he is.
I don't even know. But which one is it?
Or now.
He's a dwarf.
Null?
Or no. He's a dwarf.
Just call him Stumpy.
Stumpy, okay. Not that Dermot fellow.
Is Renault even making his way out yet?
Who?
Renault?
He's
He's
not
a-
He's
unconscious.
at home.
Oh, he's unconscious.
Does he look quite injured, or does he look just like he's like out?
Does he look like he's gonna make it, Kale? Should we-
Yeah, like how
just
much
let it
is
put him
he?
out of his
Where do you want? Where do you
misery.
want to invest your action on this? You want to make sure he's okay? Because I got that medicine check.
Where do you want to get him out?
I'm not strong enough probably to drag a dwarf out from under a wagon.
Would you rather hold the wagon up?
I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna let go and try to just grab him and haul him out.
So, those who are holding on, re-roll your strength saving through strength check.
Maybe athletics or just straight strength?
Do your athletics.
Okay.
Frank would have to roll a 19.
16.
16.
19.
Because Frank is just bored to be a big
Yep.
lump.
So you move out and reach under to grab Onal. I'll get you to roll your athletics to pull out Onal as he is unconscious.
And she drops him.
Well, here's where it
Trips.
counts.
My
Trips.
athletics is a
Right,
negative,
versus
so
Oh, Jesus.
Oh no, it shouldn't be.
it is.
Oh yeah, no, that's because you wrote it down from the D&D Beyond. So that's actually just a 0, so whatever's on the dice.
16.
Alright.
We going for it.
16 is enough to drag Dermot out. But you hear there's something stuck, and you pull, and you hear this poke. You pull him out, and he's missing one of his limbs from the knee down.
Oh no.
Wasn't that already currently like that?
Yes, it was.
Okay, thank God.
But his wooden implements now missing.
Oh, that's okay.
So his stump is off.
Yeah.
That's all good. I thought you meant we double stumped him.
No.
Lost the other leg. We saved your life.
This is a captain. What's his name?
Lieutenant
Lieutenant Dan.
You ain't got no legs.
You pull him out, and then you can see that you can see the 2 Dragonborn. You can see Elise. You can see Arthur, and you can see Dermot is there as well. I'll get everybody to roll perception, please.
13.
12.
19.
14.
12.
12. 19. 19. Nonny, you can notice that the wagon seat is pretty durable and not broken. And where Ornella was wedged was under the wagon seat itself. But if you guys drop the wagon at this point, the wagon should hold up the flat part and not fall on anybody, as the wagon seat is pretty stable. So it'd kind of be holding it up on an angle. So anybody underneath, from what you can tell, it shouldn't fall and crush them.
There's no risk I'm willing to take, though. Question. Goliath had a club.
Yeah.
How big is that club?
The Goliath's club? Oh, I'd say it's
Big enough to wedge underneath a wagon and keep it
Eight.
from falling over?
8 or 9 feet long. But if you're
Oh,
looking,
that's fine.
if you're
That's
looking
much
for
larger than
wedges,
I thought it would be.
if you're looking
I
for
suppose
wedges,
just try to pick anything.
there are I think 16 20-foot logs. Just
Yeah, I
scattered
just didn't
around.
figure I could pick up a 20-foot log. I mean, I did climb up from under a 20-foot log,
I
but...
think you could do that.
Okay. 19.
19? Yeah, the wagon seat as it is, it has a space underneath it, and it seems if you can put the length of wood through there, it would add extra support to the stand itself.
Let's do it.
You do it just fine. It slides right into place.
You can let it go now.
I've already let go.
I got
Frank's
baby
like,
killer.
yeah.
You are not helping your
I
kid
just
spirit
did
at
what's
all.
his name underneath the.
He was not a baby.
So
He's kind
at
of
this point, you guys
So
are
it's
shaking.
yeah.
You've been holding up this incredibly heavy wagon, incredibly, and you're just shaking. And as soon as she gives the word, Frank drops it. He's like, "Oh my God!"
I hear you there, but it's not over yet.
Yeah. Stop
With
the
your
wagon
ripped
down.
shirt.
Turn around and actually draw my glaive.
Okay.
Erlon gained weight.
It's just slowly gaining muscle mass.
Erlon gained weight from his
Gained weight.
Yeah, there you go.
muscle mass just from.
All the
You know what,
protein that we've been feeding you.
Oh, that protein, yeah.
Outside of game, when you were doing that, the percentage I rolled, it was high enough I was going to give you a benefit from Grimhilda, but it rolled really shitty.
God.
It was really good. I was like, yeah, it's worth a roll. Oh, God.
Shouldn't have made that meat. Shouldn't have made that meat.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
May not,
Need more meat.
may not be in her favor anymore.
How are we looking at the turnover now?
So,
We're gonna get the squash by Goliath yet?
there's that. Pull them up. That top of the list. Erlon.
Alright. With the downward kind of just squat he did from releasing that wagon, he pulls out his staff, and which enemy is closest to him? How far?
Well, you guys are 10 feet away from a line of crossbowmen, or short bow goblin. Short bow wielding
There's
goblins.
6 of them?
There are now 5 of them.
5 of them? Okay. And so there's crossbowmen, and they're about 10 feet away. These goblins are kind of dumb. But Erlon's gonna go up and just rush up to one of them and just try to quarterstaff one of them on the outside line of his face.
As you are moving towards them,
He's going left and then
As soon as you
around.
move in sort of an attacking, sort of aggressive posture, those men. Oh, I forgot you did that too early with the lightning bolt. They weren't expecting that, so that's okay.
Surprise!
Yeah.
Roll low.
I'm not rolling with advantage. This is just 2 attacks. That's all. It's going to be a 17 and a 17.
They both hit.
Okay. All right. That's 13 points of damage.
Arrow's down.
Arrowon moves to flank and takes 2 arrows, one in his rib and one in his lower thigh, and he falls to the ground. The goblins then move.
I'm having 13 hit points.
As the goblins in the hoods, they call out. Now nobody can understand them. All you hear is as the large Goliath walks over and grabs 2 more big trees and puts them on the other sleigh. Sorry, upon his turn. Tanith, it's your turn right now.
Oh, fun times. Well, they're within 10 feet of me, are they?
Yes.
Okay, I hit them.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You can. Yeah, you have a range. That's
I have
absolutely.
range. Alright, well, I'm just gonna roll to hit the one that's closest to me, I guess. 21 to hit.
That hits. Oh yeah.
For 9 damage.
You slice that goblin in half.
Which is impressive for a polar.
Surgical.
Like, come on, man. And then I will move over to Erlon, and if I can get there, I will sort of cover him as best I can.
Okay, he didn't get far. Like 5 feet.
Funk.
He went, don't worry, I got.
So basically, I'll take that's 2 steps aside and stand in front of him.
And that makes also, as you move 10th, 2 arrows come at you. They easily bounce off your armor. A 4 and a 2 on the dice. I know, right?
A1.
Oh god. I rolled 2 15s when I attacked you.
It was fate.
I rolled a 19 to hit. Anyway, never mind. Galus.
I have a short bow, don't I?
You do?
I think.
I think,
Yeah.
you have whatever equipment you have on your person. You stole all that from the guy.
Right. I'll just go with what I have, makes it easy. So I'm going to, I guess, aim my short bow whatever's closest.
Okay.
Looks like an enemy.
There would be one of the goblins in a line. They have short bows trained on you guys. Roll your attack.
Which would be
Because it's getting kind of warm here.
just.
Yeah, it is. Let me let this one go.
Oh, nat 20.
Oh!
Nat 20.
Well,
Make it
that's
spicy.
sound for this furniture song.
I haven't seen any more dressers.
Well, one went up, one went down, and they never reunited, so I don't know. Maybe they had a lover's quarrel. Or the second dresser.
So he'd be like a.
That's my narrative.
You like every one of my drawers.
So it'd be 24 to hit, basically, because the proficiency at level whatever this is 2. So that's gonna be a 2 for your proficiency bonus. So that's 24 to hit, even with a nat 20. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
nat 20, it's double
Yeah.
damage dice as well.
Yeah.
So I rolled
Short one,
D6.
yeah, D6 and yeah, roll,
Twice.
yeah, roll 2 of them. Or double them, however you want to do it.
Well, I rolled a 5 and a 3, so 8.
8, there we go.
Plus,
so 10 damage. 10
It's
damage flat.
That arrow catches him in the neck and he falls backwards. The small thump as clouds of dust moat from around him.
12 damage, actually.
Yeah.
Doesn't make a difference.
Doesn't make a difference. Yeah, it
He's
is.
down.
He big
Yeah.
dead. He the big dead.
He done did a die.
Move action or anything?
What are my move actions?
Just move. Any kind of
Okay, I'm
movement.
gonna start moving towards the next one.
Okay. You can close the distance on that particular guy using. And I think that was a third goblin down.
Yep.
There's one.
And that's when the Goliath moves with the 2 logs. Nonny.
Mhm. So, from where I am, the children are still under the wagon, but
Yeah.
protected by the wagon.
The wagon is not crushed down upon them.
So,
Nani can go apeshit.
Nani can rage.
Is she a barbarian?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Um,
angry grandma.
so conveniently, her frying pan is laying nearby. Rips that out from underneath the wagon. Am I behind the wagon? Like in relation to
And
goblins?
the goblin, no, you guys are in between the wagon and the goblins.
Okay. I'm gonna start swinging at whatever goblin is closest to me.
Okay.
That's not good. Do I roll with advantage? No.
I think you wouldn't be able to get
No, that's just some
flanking in this
strength
particular
check.
position, I don't think.
Well, then that's a 10.
Alright, and the goblin dodges out of the way. Sure, that's 10 when rolling dice.
4.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah.
And the goblin dodges out of the way from the frying pan.
Yeah.
She angry.
Erlon.
Death save. Alright. 14 pass.
One
on the first.
succeed.
Cool.
Next in line.
Goblins. Okay.
Isn't it me after Erlen?
Now goblins actually have they rolled a 20 on their
Yeah.
initiative.
Bastards.
Yeah.
How rude.
So you can hear them speak, or the shrouded goblins speak something. Just this harsh. It's these hard consonants and sharp vowels, and they all seem to. Nani and Galus and Tanith, you went over to Erlon.
I'm saying in between him and the goblins.
Okay, then you have 10 feet range.
Yeah.
You guys all get a attack of opportunity. Or actually, no. Let's see here. They're not going to do that. They're going to take the disengage. Sorry, my mistake. I forget they have things. Goblins can do things.
Barely.
Yeah. So they disengage from you guys and kind of move out of the way as they dodge from any attacks or opportunity, flavor-wise, that would have went their way. And they move to the wagon. They get on their sleigh, and the shrouded goblins take the whip and they crack the dogs and move, and the dogs move 40 feet away. They do kind of a curve, so they're probably 30 feet away at this point. And then Tanith, it's your turn.
How many logs did they take?
They took 4 logs.
That's not bad.
But they, you noticed that they checked.
Yeah, they took
Of
the
the
good logs.
14. They checked all but 3.
Why did they have the logs for you?
What?
I guess I don't know.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
You know, outside the game, it's magic wood that was harvested from the wilds of Delron that they've been tracking all over this country to deliver to this place, and now they finally get here.
And we get.
And they got stolen.
Oh, isn't that funny that goblins just come
Weird.
out with something to scan the wood, right?
Oh, but
So
they've been
weird.
doing it for a while.
Who would have thought it?
Yeah, barcode readers.
Yeah, exactly. Right. No, this one right here.
This is a genuine Apple product.
Yeah. They moved 40 feet off. Tanith, you're up.
Seeing them get out of my range, I'm going to reach down behind me and drop a Cure Wounds on my friend there.
There you go.
And you get 4 health back.
I didn't give you your death save because, or no, we covered that. Yes, we did.
Yeah,
You got a 14
succeeded.
succeed. My apologies. Yeah, sorry.
So you got 4 HP back.
I knew Tanith was going to pump you full of health.
Cool. I will
That's why
use
my
my
mind kind of forgot.
full action to try and get his. I'll use my full 30 feet movement and run after him.
Yeah. No, I said they're 30 feet away. Yeah, absolutely. I suppose they'd be 35 feet away from, but you have reach. You can still get them with your pull on.
Oh, I already used my action.
Okay.
To heal him.
Okay, you get up there anyway. Then Galus. Galus looks like Goliath, looks like goblins in my shitty hand scratch.
What about our guys, our NPCs?
I completely forgot about them and only made the encounter just for you guys.
They're all stuck under the wagon.
Yeah,
They're busy pulling people out. There's 10 other soldiers that are stuck under there. In, maybe death, maybe not situations. It's a pretty shitty situation that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be busy.
Ouch.
Yeah, Galus.
So the goblins have all gone with their sleigh.
Yeah.
So I guess what's happening around me other than chaos?
There's still a Goliath there, kind of looking up.
They
With
know.
this big club in his hand, he picks it up off the ground, kind of lurching just to the right. Maybe he's gonna run away. You're not sure. It's
Am I anywhere near him? Can I?
Oh, you can get up to him
Yeah.
for sure.
Can
What do you think?
I try my longbow or short bow
Yeah, you
at
can.
him? I don't know what they are, but
He stands about 7-8 feet. Looks like he's just well-bound rounds of muscle and fair amount of fat around the belly too. He's still got this big rope attached to him, and if you look, it's that rope that's all attached to the wagon.
roll a 9.
He was the counterbalance.
What's your attack bonus?
The +4.
So
So
13.
13.
That's gonna hit.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
4.
He takes 4 damage, and you catch him right in the upper shoulder, right in the collarbone area, and you can see the blood pouring out down his neck. He's blooded. Not looking good at all.
Jeez.
As he turns around in this kind of this half yelp as the arrows punctured something, it's like tears the arrow out of his neck and keeps running. Nonny.
Finish him.
Yeah, I'll go for it. Take a swing at him.
Is that natural one?
Half-hearted swing.
11. It's 11.
11. I think his AC for Goblin is 12. I think his AC, maybe it's AC 12. You catch him on the back and just lumps off him. As you guys can see the rope skittering out further and further. Erlon,
You're alive again.
you're awake,
Welcome back.
looking at the face of Tanith.
Oh, I feel when I fucked up. I forgot.
Oh, okay, just a quick touch and run. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Little man.
He gets up and
Men.
he can feel the residual magic just fading away, fleeting as he just comes back into consciousness, and he quickly, as best as he can with the adrenaline, he just sprawls right up to his feet, and he looks. Tanith is running after the wagon, and he's holding his chest, and well, his shoulder and his you get hit in his shoulder and his thigh, right?
Oh yeah, the arrows would have been pushed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just kind of rolls his neck and takes out a dagger, puts his staff on his back for the moment, and just starts like running the rest of the 20 feet of his movement.
Okay.
And if he gets 20 feet up, would he be able to throw a dagger at the wagon
Oh yeah, for sure.
in range?
Yeah.
Goddamn goblins, that's
Yeah, they only move 30 feet, so you can move 20 within 10 feet. Yeah.
Alright. He's going to make it so that he can aim for one of the straps that are holding the dogs. Now that's a pretty hard attack to hit, but he's just going to try anyway.
Got it.
And he's at the curve too, so he's got kind of an angle on it. So
Yeah.
he's going to roll that attack with a probably going to miss 13.
13 sails off, catches one of the dogs in the hip, and then you hear
Key points are only that. So he's going to just kind of end his turn and keep moving forward, I guess.
Okay. And now you see as the goblins move their 30 feet. Tanith moved up. Nani moved up. No, Nani went to the.
the Goliath.
Okay, so we got Drivers. Tanith in the dark. 17 to hit.
Miss.
Tanith. 21 to hit.
Hit.
Erlon. 22 to hit.
Yeah.
We're playing Battleship.
Tanith. 6 points of damage.
Carolyn's probably going to go down again.
Erlon. 8 points of damage.
Down again.
Max damage on the crossbow. Whereas on the short bow is the 3 short bow bolts come in. One bounces off you, Tanith. One takes you in the shoulder. And one gruesomely finds Erlon again. This time a little bit closer to the neck as he crumples to the ground.
They don't like elves. No.
This is you.
And they seem to be moving off into the distance. They are now about 90 feet away. The Goliath, you can hear his feet, large feet, thumping off in the distance, fading away also.
He's still attached to the rope, isn't he? Dumb Goliath.
And still moving.
Okay.
You can see it, still moving. But it took them 3 rounds to get here, so it's going to take him 3 rounds for that rope to go taut. So, Janeth?
Go back. Fix him again. Wait, that's the D20. That's the wrong guys. You're to go over there. I need to. Take your 5 hit points. Don't do it again.
Thank you.
Let's try not to make this a habit, shall we?
That was brutal. Max damage, I can't believe.
I would have rather taken that damage.
Galus.
How far did you say they're 90 feet?
Yeah.
Well, my range for entangle is 90 feet,
Oh.
so I'm gonna cast that
On who?
on the sled.
On the sled? Is it a creature or a target? Entangle.
It just is a 20-foot square.
Yeah, so.
Oh,
everything-
wow.
It's an AoE.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yes. Okay, what's my save?
13.
13? Okay, I'm going to say it's the dog's strength. They're holding 2 logs. I'd say the dog has even strength. Okay. I will, D20. DC 13, it's almost a straight up roll. Ready?
You're doing math I don't understand, but sure.
I'm doing math that doesn't even make any sense.
He's doing math that doesn't exist.
It's whatever the dice say.
11.
Ah!
Does that mean I win?
That makes you win. I win.
As you can see these vines and branches just snap up out of the rock and stone, bits of stone and rock at a 90-foot distance.
I know what these logs
You
are,
can
but
see
I'll
this-
save them for you.
This is what the dogs can see up before as they go into this path, as it comes up and it starts grabbing one of the dogs and pulling them down to the ground immediately, the sleigh kind of runs into them and flips over on top of itself.
A lot of flipping vehicles flipping here.
Oh, okay.
Did you kill all the dogs?
Well, you guys aren't close enough to see, but just setting that stuff up. So that happens. You guys see that tumble in the distance, 90 feet away. There's a lot of dust and debris in the area. It's a perception at disadvantage to see anything over there. If you guys want to roll, you're all up and you're all looking around. You just
Nope, I don't see crud 6.
Oh. Only an 8, but it was a
It's a
nat 20 on the other side.
Disadvantage.
9.
9.
Well, I got 6.
Say, okay, it's too dusty up there. Yeah, but it definitely seems to be a different shaped plume of dust.
Things are happening.
So
Something happened.
you definitely know your spell is taking effect.
I'm quite pleased.
Yeah, so
That was good. I like
moving to Nonny. Moving to Nonny.
So, here's my question. Nonny has 4 javelins. The range is 30 to 120 feet.
30 feet with regular, everything above that is disadvantage.
Yeet.
But yeah, you can.
Can I just throw a javelin at a
Yes.
goblin?
It's at disadvantage though.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Javelin. Hit him.
AC 12.
11.
Oh. No, you see
No, it's not doing well.
you launch it. You do the whole full Olympic stride and just, and you're like, I got this. It's going. You can see
And
it.
the wind.
And it's just slightly to the right, and doom, it sticks into the wagon, into the sleigh beside it.
You hear a dog yelp in surprise.
Yeah.
I think I was done crushed by that.
Airlock.
He kind of squints, but he can't make anything out. All he just saw was just of dust and a bunch of. And he's gonna just make his way over, run up 40 feet, and just.
Okay. You move 40 feet closer, roll another perception.
15.
15. Now you can see the tragedy that has happened. These dogs seem to be entangled in this wooden brush, and the sleigh has landed down upon them. Some of them look like they are deceased.
Oh.
Others look like they are stuck, being squished by these 2 large logs and sleigh down upon them.
He looks back. Tanith's like 10 feet behind, right?
Yeah.
So he looks back and he just says, like, yeah, they crashed.
Any goblins alive?
No idea. I'm not getting any closer.
Good.
Smart.
And then the goblins move. Alright, I didn't think I'd have to do any more goblin moving. So,
Did any of them get squished by the wagon?
yeah, some of them did get squished by the wagon.
How many was there?
There, on that particular wagon, there was 3. And there seems to be some movement over there for airline you can see. And you can also see the other wagon has turned around and has now joined the wagon that has crashed. Sleigh, god damn it. The sleigh has joined the other one that is up there. Damn it.
So now there's more goblins, but they're heavy lifting guys fucked off in the opposite direction.
Yeah, oh, that's right. Spiel, he's coming up next.
Yeah. I will move up to where Airline is.
Mm-hmm.
Just sort of kind of standing in front of him because I don't want him to die again. And how far away am I from him now?
50 feet.
50? I will.
Well, technically 45 feet.
I will raise my heavy crossbow.
Okay.
And I will aim at a goblin. If there is one to be shot at.
There is.
You sound like William Shatner. What's happening right
It
now?
seems like
It's a very rare thing.
if I can see one of them magic bastards, I'm going to try and aim for them.
Gotcha. That's what I was waiting for.
Yeet. That is a 19 to hit.
Clear and present hit.
With a D10.
With intent.
8 damage. With the pointy end.
Well,
No
you
bonus.
see one of those cloaked figures, and they got this kind of yellow, pale cloak. And you can see him. He's the guy that came around with the other sled. Just getting off the sled, he takes one step off the sled, and then takes a step forward and falls right to the ground.
Ah, excellent. I shall do it again later.
Do it again right now. Thank you.
Yes, I gotta reload this fucking thing.
And
Yeah, you got weird there.
He got dead.
Mr. Peace and Love is mad.
He just got hit like 5 times.
That's why I'm sitting in front of you now.
so the Gale's turn. We'll skip over to Goliath for now. The Goliath is still running, and you guys can notice that the rope goes taut, and you can hear. And then you hear the rope whine, like someone's pulling on it, like a fishing line.
With that sound of grass rope stretching.
Yeah, exactly.
Like on a ship. But it's him, because he's staked to the ground.
He's pulling at it, not undoing the knot,
Because he's not, they're not bright.
not right.
They like bright.
Oh,
Something tells me he's a couple candles short of a full chandelier.
It's not the brightest knife in the crayon drawer.
He'd probably eat them.
He's eating the crayons for
and
sure.
Nonny.
Because you know they're made with beeswax here.
And how far away are they from me?
He's just technically animal.
Too far. I live 25.
No, they're about 90 feet away from you.
I'm gonna try and throw my javelin again.
Mhm.
One of my other javelins.
Do it.
Yeah, 13 will do it.
13 hits.
For 5.
It catches one of the goblins off in the distance. It's hard to see, but I'm pretty sure you got something.
I got something.
Didn't realize it. Check on
Squirrels.
Felix, you're up. The Goliath had ran to the end of the rope that is attached to a big pile of wagon and tried to pull unsuccessfully. And Nonny launched a javelin and caught one of the goblins way in the distance.
I'm gonna take a hit with my short bow gun.
This should be at disadvantage.
Oh, it's a disadvantage. I can't get much worse.
Stop that! Okay, so
I thought that was a 1.
now I rolled a 3 though.
It just goes wide,
Yeah.
off into the distance. Okay, Airline.
Alright. 50 feet away. What do I have here?
Don't do it.
Let's see, he's gonna look. Still got 3 daggers left. And the range for throwing a dagger.
Is it like
30, 60, something like that.
So if I toss one, is that disadvantage, right? Because he's
Yes,
50,
it is.
50 feet away?
Yes, it is.
He'll just take another one and just toss it up a couple times and just kind of careen it past Tanith, aiming in the general direction, just kind of pinpointing one of the.
just to be sure,
Clock.
I'm not standing directly in front of you.
Yeah, you're not. He moves 5 feet out.
It's kind of like this.
He moves 5 feet out, then goes back after he makes his attack, whether it lands or not.
Roll your attack.
11 to hit.
Close.
Anything?
It hits one, but it doesn't go in. Just kind of glances off.
Fumble first.
Yeah, you should have threw it the other way, Nick. Yeah.
He just shrugs.
Yeah, it hit the target, just not
It hits
good
something.
enough. Yeah.
Just
He moves
not
back
with a
in.
pointy end.
Okay. So, goblins go.
Away.
Let's go rolls for goblins. One more good roll, and they got it. Okay. I'll get you guys from roll perception now, all of you, normally. Yeah, sure, that's fine. Dust is kind of settled down.
11.
11,
14.
14,
23.
23,
16.
16. Alright, you guys can see that the goblins have moved the 2 logs onto the other sleigh. Jumped on the sleigh, and the sleigh moves. It moves 30 feet away.
So now it's 80 feet from, 75 feet from me in Tanith.
Mm-hmm.
Where am
You're just around those guys, maybe 10 or 20 feet back. 10th.
I will move 20 feet forward.
Mm-hmm.
Just to make sure I'm in range, and I will try and shoot one of the dogs to slow him down.
Okay.
No, I will not.
What'd you roll?
That was a 6.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm not proficient with the heavy crossbow. I only have a +2.
Healus. They are about 90, 120 feet away from you, maybe. Maybe about 100 feet. Pretty far. Given the idea that there's probably not any way you can catch them, they seem to have gotten what they've come for. Paid for it dearly, but
Maybe we'll just let them go.
they seem to be
They seem-
getting away.
Yeah.
But if you've got something for the range, you can still try.
How far are they?
100 feet away.
How far can I move before I?
35 feet.
Which would put them
35.
at?
75. Sorry, 65.
Can I cast Entangle again? Just try once more.
Yep.
Okay.
Move up, entangle.
That's the noise you make.
And the vines and branches sprawl up again, ceasing the dog's movement. But as this time they didn't use the dash action to move, it doesn't flip over the wagon, it just stalls the wagon's progress. But they are, in fact, that much further away. But captured, yet again.
Oh boy.
At least slow them down, I guess.
That's right. And, we have the Goliath.
You know what I just realized?
Hmm.
Nonny's raging and she should have +2'd her damage. That's fine. Carry on as we will.
It's true.
I forgot.
That's true.
Good.
Well, you'll remember for next time. Ah, there we go. There's the natural 20 for the night. So the Goliath pulls at this rope, and you can hear it whine and pull, and then you can hear a snap from the wagon, and then the sound of something sharp cutting through the air. I'm gonna roll a d4.
I'm gonna duck.
Here's our question. The hook was attached to the wagon. It's still running through that spike in the road.
Oh, the accident pulled it over the spike, pulled the spike
Okay.
off the ground. Yeah.
Just go find out.
So coming from this side, Nonny, as this
The little angry dwarf.
this 3-pronged grappling hook comes hurling towards the air and catches you in the back of your right arm. That's max damage for 5 points of damage. As this grappling hook on a rope catches you, and it pulls your arm forward and it pulls you 5 feet as something else is attached to the other side.
Ow.
Yeah, that was interesting. He rolled a natural 20 on that, so I figured I'd give someone some damage.
It's inappropriate. Flying cables are nasty.
Nonny, happens to be your turn.
Well, I have to remove myself from him somehow.
It's just half your move action, 15 feet, that's all. You need to move.
Yeah, I'm gonna take out
It's gonna hurt like hell, but
Nah.
it's not gonna cause any
I'm
physical
gonna cut
damage.
the rope.
Hey, there
I'm
you
gonna
go.
leave it in and I'm gonna cut the rope because I
God.
don't want to be
That's
attached.
tetanus.
The grappling hook is pretty heavy. But that's okay.
I'm strong.
Yeah, you're strong.
I'm strong. And I'm raging.
Reel him in, Nonny.
I thought about that actually. How far away is he from me? He's quite far away from me, isn't he?
He's about 60 feet away from you at this point. So you're gonna attack the rope. You hit, you got it.
Yeah.
Well, you got a frying pan. You must have a knife. You
I
got
got
a,
a
you,
knife.
yeah, you, that's right. You got a big. Oh, that's right. You gotta take that knife, that rope down, no problem.
Is everything with meat cleaver?
Yeah.
Just chow straight through it.
Yeah. Rope cuts.
And then I'm.
What is the AC on rope?
Not enough.
I'm gonna move towards the sledge with the rest of my.
Okay. So 15. You make 15
Or
towards the
10
sled.
feet, whatever it is. And then that's it, right? That's
Erlon.
all I got.
Erlen just looks at the distant entangled sleigh and steps on gravel and
Stubs his toe.
he just seeing Tanith move up a bit, feeling the current state how he's in. If he moves any closer, he feels like those goblins are just gonna neck him again. So he stays put. He stays put. He moves kind of back towards the wagon a little bit because he doesn't have any ranged weapons apart from the daggers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's his turn.
Okay. Wagon's already in pursuit. Okay. The wagon, or sorry, the sleigh. They get another check on their turn. Is it the end of their turn? For the entanglement spell?
A creature restrained by the plants can use its action to make a strength check against your spell. It doesn't say.
It has to use its action to break free.
Yeah.
And they do break free. And it's going to then use the dash action to take the extra 30 feet. Can you do that?
Wouldn't it be their action to break
Yeah.
free?
To break free with the...
Then they have the regular move action.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. That's right. So they move the regular move action, and they move an additional 30 feet as they broke out of that. Okay. Almost. They it was 13. They got a 15 on the dice flat. So it's an even dice on them too. And they begin to pull away through the brush, through the branches and the bramble. As you can hear, Erlon, they're speaking. You're awake again, so you can hear them cursing mainly in Goblin, and you can hear, "There's someone like me. Go now!"
He calls out in Goblin, "You better run, you cowards! We're gonna find you and burn you to dust! Ashes!" In Goblin. Just
It's awesome
angry.
because nobody knows what he's saying.
He's just gone nuts.
It just sounds like this very harsh goblin tongue. You don't even know what he's that's.
He's angry. He just got hit, knocked unconscious twice. He didn't know what happened. He's mad.
So
So
that first time was awesome. Everybody was there. You went down. You get back up. Everybody's gone. And they move 10th,
Are they still within 100 feet of me?
30 feet. If you move up, they would be.
I will move up. Okay. And I will shoot my heavy crossbow at the driver.
All right.
That's the sound you make to launch your crossbow.
Not more than 11, I'm not.
Oh, that was the quintessential role for the thing. I think that's the role that they're going to get away from because AC is 12.
Yeah.
By one number, I think that's going to be it. 10. If it goes, it hits cloth. You can see it. You don't know if it did any damage, but it definitely hit its target.
Oh, curse loudly in your comic.
Galus,
What do I got left?
do you have any more spell slots? I think you might be pretty dry for that big one, eh?
How many can you cast?
How many can you cast?
I think I have 2 slots. So does that mean I can cast 2?
You go
2 times.
Yeah.
So.
And then I have to sleep or whatever.
Okay, so we're done on that
So
one.
I'm
anyway.
tapped there on spells.
So if you move your 35 feet, they will be within 100 feet of you. if there's any range things you want to.
And then how much range is the short bow?
I think it's 3120, so it should be just within a disadvantage range. But hey, we've seen some crazy things. We've seen 220s on a disadvantage before.
So I could shoot with disadvantage with that?
Yeah.
Okay. 15.
No.
8.
No.
8 plus what?
8
Plus, your bonuses, yeah?
12 minimum.
12
12
is the AC.
Okay.
12 minimum. Roll your damage.
Which
You're
is...
hitting.
The D6 plus 2, I believe.
Yeah, I knew it was 2. I didn't know. Oh wow, 3.
No,
Not huge.
if you're proficient with it, it's d6 plus 4, so that's at least 5 damage.
Alright, so she has a plus 4 on dex.
So that's plus 2 here, plus 2 here. If you're proficient with it.
For your damage, it's just the, you don't get proficiency to the damage.
Oh,
Just your,
So it's just
Okay.
3.
3 points?
3 points. Okay, cool. It's no cheat.
Okay, were you targeting any particular one?
No, whatever it hit.
Okay.
My aim's not that great.
Okay.
For a wood elf?
I don't know.
Well, at
That's
a
fine.
moving target at 100 feet with that disadvantage, pretty good. You
Yeah.
see one of the goblins fall off the edge like he's fallen off of a rowboat. Juggles off.
Excellent.
Very nice. And you can see, Nani, you can see the trail of that rope that you just snapped kind of scurry off away into the dust. I'm going to move 30 feet and then another 30 feet away from you.
Probably a good idea.
Erlon just rolled a 12 on his perception. Would he have seen that goblin fall off?
Oh yeah, yeah. Go tumble off. Yeah,
He's gonna start making his way to that goblin.
certainly. Goliath. Nani.
We're all
She's
Goliath
kind of a
now.
Goliath sometimes.
Big angry.
teeny tiny Goliath.
Goliath's grandmother.
So they're very. How far away are they from her?
They're definitely over 100 feet away from you.
If I move 25 feet, can I throw my last javelin?
Javelin's
I have one more, I think.
20.
30 to
120 again? Yeah, you can. Disadvantage yourself.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a go. See what happens.
Run the gamut.
Oh, please roll a 1.
Wait a minute.
You got a 1?
So, I haven't rolled anything yet.
Oh.
So
Oh, okay. Negotiations. Let's talk.
if I throw a javelin into one of the wheels, because you said
That's going to be a called shot.
Was that?
No, but the wheels you've seen were these solid
Okay.
kind of wheels, only about this big, like
Okay.
wagon wheels. That's
Okay.
why there was like a dozen of them on the
Gotcha.
whole thing, all over
It's
the place.
just included just bits of tree trunk.
Then I'm gonna.
That's like-
Saucers.
exactly.
Wooden
That's why
saucers.
it's running like this. Not so
Then I'm gonna throw a javelin as the driver and hope that something connects with a not that.
Okay.
Okay, that was fun.
Sounds good. Remember, this is 12.
Yeah, it was 7.
Okay. And you get plus 6?
I get plus 3 with the javelin.
Oh, that's right. Javelin's dex. Gotcha. Okay. Throwing it. Yeah.
Should have handed it to Erlon.
So you see, if it was 1, you're hitting Airline in the back, and he's going out again. And okay, so the top. It's safe to say that you guys have. They're gonna double move after Erlon. Erlon, you still have a chance to have an aerial weapon thrown, but you've seen you.
He doesn't-
really
he
want to
doesn't-
get into that.
He's got no dice, they're too far.
Sounds good.
He looks over to Tanith as he's walking. He's like, one of the goblins fell off. We're taking him. Come with me. I don't want to die immediately.
Just save me, please.
You guys are comfortable that the wagon or the sleigh has gone off. You guys have taken down a entire sleigh and most of the goblins. You guys can see the Goliath.
How far away is he?
He's double moving still. I would say that you could probably get one shot off at him if you're gonna move up.
I got disadvantage at 400.
You're gonna get a couple shots off at him.
I'm gonna do that.
Disadvantage at 400. You still got a few shots. I'm gonna say the wagon itself or the sleigh itself has gone past a ridge now at this point where you don't actually have line of sight.
Disadvantage is 16.
That's gonna hit this guy. And I remember I said he was bloody before.
4.
9.
Yeah, that would be all of his hit points. He can see, he can't hear it anymore. The thump, doom, doom, doom. You can watch the arrow go. And just as his right foot is going to hit the ground, his whole body hits the ground instead. Just fall down. It's just.
Satisfying.
Okay. So now,
Everyone winces.
what are you guys going to do?
Oh,
We'll dance.
What?
We'll dance.
everyone's heading towards that goblin trying to take
Okay. Erlon, Tanith, you guys were checking out the goblin.
I'm going
Nani?
to check on the children.
Okay, Nani's heading back. Dalens?
With the
I'm gonna go
fucking
across.
that friggin' grappling hook over.
Yeah, you pull the grappling hook. It hurts like hell, but I mean,
I'll
it's.
check you for tetanus later.
I'm
might
sure
have
I've got
some
something. I'm
potions.
sure I've got something kicking around. I'll sort that out later.
Yeah.
So let's see. 1, 2, 3. Okay, you guys get to the goblin sleigh that had been tipped over first, and what you see is a goblin sleigh that had been tipped over. On top of these dogs, the brambles have all disappeared, died, and turned into dust, but 2 dogs still trapped underneath the sleigh. The logs have been taken, and there are a few goblin bodies spread around.
Any of them conscious or like not conscious but unconscious?
Oh. Scared myself when the tower fell over.
Break it.
Good.
Any of them alive, I guess you should say.
I just go with rounds. Roll perception.
22.
22.
6.
6. Okay. Erlon, you see movement on the other side of the sleigh. There seems to be someone hiding on the other side of it. Tanith, you don't see it.
He
I'm looking over.
He taps Tanith on the shoulder and motions over to that side quietly, takes out his quarterstaff, 2-hands it, and he just takes it and moves around the side and just... He first tries to see whatever's there. Is it a goblin?
It's a goblin.
Is it conscious?
It's conscious. He rolled a natural 20 on his death save.
He's gonna hit him for some dual damage
You got it.
with a 22 to hit.
You got it.
Just
1 point. He's out. Unconscious.
I thought you were gonna say he's dead.
He hit him in the right ear, just ringing.
He falls to the ground, unconscious.
Oh, good.
He's balls to the ground.
We're not good at this one.
He
Balls
lost,
first, straight in.
he lost his loincloth.
Coming on the other side of the wagon, almost got
Rough.
Nope, he
Like
stops
names
her.
and hand down there, if you know what I mean.
He stops him. Hostage, we need to find out where they've gone.
They're not gonna talk.
You can make him talk.
Really? You're gonna make him talk?
They shot me with an arrow 2 times. I've been unconscious twice. I'm gonna make them talk.
Let's get him. Hang him by his toes.
I've eaten meat, damn it! I'm a new man!
How about this? We'll have Nani make him talk.
I'm pokers.
He squints and he just says, if she doesn't make them talk, I will. And he grabs it. He says, pick it up. I can't lift it.
I'll grab him. I'll grab him and drag him back by.
That's right.
True to character, you are a wuss. I believe Nani carried you and your burdens at one point.
So yeah, there is also one sleigh got away with 2 goblins on it. Just 2. One of the shrouded ones and one of the regular goblins. But they did get the payload. You guys lost today. So to say.
We'll find them and we'll kill them.
I feel like I won because the children are still alive.
It's true. No, you
Different priorities.
there's no winning and losing. That was just.
No.
It is just an extension of the storyline.
They were successful in their heist.
So back at the wagon, Nani.
Well, what's left of it?
What's left of it? Yeah.
Yeah. I've staunched the bleeding in my shoulder and crawl under the wagon. Wait, are the children like awake?
They're unconscious.
They're out.
Yeah. You see the soldiers that have stayed there have pulled the rest of the soldiers out, and they noticed that they were breathing and unconscious, but they decided to get their own out first. Delronians are like that. They're very much for themselves before anything else.
So I crawl under the wagon, muttering to myself. Soldiers. Stupid soldiers. I pull out the children
Yeah, you pull out the children. You pull them out, they're unconscious.
and
I went with her, didn't I?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll help you pull her out.
Okay.
I was like, I don't know.
I did.
And do you have potions?
I don't think so.
Oh no, because you
We're not unconscious.
were a dog. You were a dog. Dogs don't really carry potions around.
You were a dog.
You were a dog.
I can make potions.
But you know,
I mean, I can just
they
make
are
something.
breathing.
Yeah.
They are not bleeding out.
Covered.
They just seem to be
Put
unconscious.
something under their heads, make them comfortable.
You'll come to eventually.
You guys return back to the wagon. There are some people that are injured. There's a few men that have been pretty injured and mashed up. They're unconscious. They're not dead. They've, with tending from the other soldiers, they made their death saves, but a few broken bones, things like that. Probably looking at about 20 to 30% loss on the mercenaries right now, just because they can't really defend anything at the moment.
Yeah. How many have broken bones?
I would say there are 14 of them, I said. Call it 6. Call it 6 that have been injured enough where they can't function as an operable guard in any way, form, shape, or form. And, yeah. You also see Dermot is awoken and he's got his hands on his hips, looking at the wagon. Ornell is still unconscious, but he's looking at the wagon and just shaking his head. His children seem to be not damaged.
I don't really care about anything
Banged
else.
up.
Erlen's gonna get Tanith to just set the goblin against the rock, and he's gonna just tie him up.
Yeah.
And what he's gonna do
I'm not carrying, I'm just dragging him by
sets him against the rock. Erlen ties him up as best he can, and he takes the extra slack of the rope, runs it over the rock, and tucks it underneath a larger rock. And he gets one of the other guards to just help him set it up, and then
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, since the other guy's doing it, don't worry about the strength.
Yeah.
Strength check, you got it. You just have
Oh,
to hold
Frank.
the rope.
so he's secured.
Old Frankie boy.
He's gonna have to. That goblin's gonna have to move a rock that's about twice his weight in order to move.
He seems pretty contained.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys manage that. The guards seem to be moving about now, looking at things. They kind of have a perimeter set up, and Ornell is now awake and kind of hobbling around on a stick, a piece of lumber, looking for something.
Oh, I
What you looking for, Stumpy?
Kind of bends down and says, "It's right there. It's right there, under the seat. It's wedged good."
I shall grab it and attempt to pull it out.
It's a what?
His leg.
His leg.
Dwarven prosthetic.
Yep. Matches the one I have on my arm.
So you crawl under there.
Yep.
Okay. Roll strength.
Straight strength check.
Roll athletics.
Athletics, I like that one.
Not so much.
No! That's natural one. So a total of 7.
Oh God.
Natural 1.
Oh no. The wagon's coming down on your head.
So as you pull it out, and you kind of pull it. It's wedged because it's stuck. But you see, you kind of put your foot on this part here, this branch or this large log that I put in there. You put your weight on that and you pull it. But as you pull it, the whole wagon kind of shifts in one particular way. And just after that one shift, you know instantly that this is not a good thing to be happening.
Nope.
The entire wagon
Got
shifted.
roll on this one.
And then, as some weight shifts, it begins to crumble. You see the seat joints begin to bend and move. I'll get you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Oh boy. That's 6.
That's a 6. As you say, well, let's say this. If you have the option to save the leg, are you going to?
No.
Okay, so you let go of the leg. And you scamper out and it catches you on your foot as the wagon, the seat bends too much, snaps down, and the wagon falls down upon your leg. Ouch. Take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as it kind of smashes down and kind of bounces up with the weight, and you pull it out quickly before it crashes down again.
Ooh. Okay, not do that again. Ow.
You can't do that again.
And because of that, I'm now going to pump 5 of my lay on hands pool into myself. So, heal myself for 5.
Ornell comes over to you, hand on your shoulder, or like up on your shoulder, and says, "Did you get the leg?"
Does it look like I got the leg? Get it later.
He looks at the wagon, just shaking his head. Ornell's shaking his head. Dermot's shaking his head. Dermot looks up at the sky briefly, and then he looks over at Nonny and says, "Can you make us something good? We're going to be here for a while."
Our ingredients are
can
scattered.
try. I'm gonna need some help to find some things though.
Yeah, as soon as you kind of agree to that, he turns around without hearing anything, and he starts pointing and shouting orders and telling people to move this wood, get it over, flip that wagon over, everybody together. Eventually you guys do flip the wagon over. It is in serious disrepair. The entire front axle and left wheel is completely destroyed. The canopy's smashed. The frame still seems to be in decent shape, but that's about it. The
3-wheel drive.
That's right. The
Must be a foreign.
yeah. It seems to be things are getting somewhat in order, and after everything is, food's getting on the way. Performance for your food now.
Oh yes.
19. The perfect pick me up to this day. Dermot comes over to you, Tanith, as you are sitting there with Ornell, just taking her load off, and he says, "What happened?"
Got the traps.
I need a little more detail than that. Ornell was down, I was down. You seen everything else? What happened?
Flash of silver across the road, grappling hook through a spike, caught front wheel. Then they fucking landed on us hard.
The wood, Tanith. Tell me about the wood. We're missing logs.
Missing 4, I know. Oh, they had some kind of identification stick thing. Certain ones glowed, other ones didn't. They only took the ones that glowed.
The cup that he was holding, in a rare flash of anger that you don't often see from him, he took the bowl and was still half full of food, and he just dashed it across the ground.
Got all 2 of them though. And the best part, we have a captive. We can find them.
Well, that's some good news then. You'll have to show me.
He's over there.
Aralon is sitting cross-legged beside that goblin, eating his food, staring at him intently.
Just aggressively shoveling food into his face.
He's giving him the death stare, and he's eating directly in front of this goblin with this amazing food.
Alright, I'll give you
Yes, food torture.
I'll give you the start of the intimidation phase.
With
This is-
advantage due to the food?
No.
Due to the food? It is pretty good food. I rolled a 19.
Yeah, with advantage. Yeah. You talk me into it.
20.
20. You can see, roll insight.
Not one.
Even better. You can see he's licking his lips, but you don't know if he's licking his lips for the food or licking his lips looking at you, thinking that he's going to cut you up in tiny little pieces.
Oh.
Bit by bit, saute you with some sort of
Goblin
grease. You goblin butter.
Goblin control fat.
He says, just looking at this goblin, you don't understand what situation you are in, do you? He says that in goblin, and he just waits for him to reply, furrowing his brow at this goblin.
Doesn't respond. Doesn't respond.
He says in goblin again, there are two options here. Tell us where they're going. I think you know the other option.
As you're speaking that, Dermot comes over and he says, "What's he saying?"
Puts his hand on his neck and just says nothing yet. He
Did
puts
you-
emphasis on the yet.
Did you check him?
I'm right in front of him. If he tries anything, I'll... But I didn't check him for weapons yet.
We would have searched him when I drug him over.
Good.
Shook him upside down.
Wobbly bits everywhere.
So the goblin kind of looks at both of you in turn and he says, "We took him back to the lair."
And he
He's
says,
goblin talking to you.
he says in common relay, he took him back to the lair, and then he switches to goblin. Yeah, you don't talk that. And where's the lair?
"I won't tell you. I'll never tell you."
He says in goblin, that's what they all say. And he cracks his knuckles.
I appreciate your roleplay, but that was unnecessary. Thank you.
Okay, roll your intimidation.
Oh, that's a 7 for that, without advantage.
Okay. So he just kind of stays solemn, quiet, and Dermot asks again, "What now?"
He shrugs. I guess not the intimidating type.
He didn't say anything? What did he say?
He said that they took him back to the lair, but he won't tell me where it is. And I told him that's what they all say, and then we saw what happened. Nothing.
Can I peek up over his shoulder at this point?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just like pop up in the conversation.
He'd be more at your waist level because he's standing right now, which is like head level.
But
with
still,
his
I'm not very
goblin.
tall, so I just kind of pop over his shoulder. Lair? Did they mention anything about children in this lair?
No, I didn't ask.
Can you ask him?
He looks. He says, "Do you have any children at this lair?" And goblin.
And he kind of looks away for a moment, and he says, "No more children.
No
We
more,
sent them away."
no more children. They sent them away.
Where?
Where?
"I don't know where. To the coast."
To the coast.
I just kind of wobble away again.
And Shears is gone from the group. Off to the coast.
Off to the coast she goes.
Bye.
Again, where's the lair?
"I won't tell you."
I asked him where lair is. He said he won't tell me. Somebody else want to do some persuading here?
I'm actually going to take a walk over to where, in the direction that they left, and look for. Usually, sleds and cars like that leave a pretty distinctive trail. What should I roll to try and find it?
That'd be a big old survival, my friend.
Ooh, I'm going to roll a survival.
Because
For
the
the first
perception
time
is
ever.
that you can definitely see tracks. It's very difficult not to see tracks.
Not with 5, I'm not.
But the survival is that you can't really tell. There's a lot of things have been moving around. They have come back around. There's definitely tracks, but you're probably gonna have to go a lot further in to see how far they go. Right around here, you're not getting any sense of the direction.
I'll move them 4 foot farther, see what's up.
Okay, and at that point, you get to where the ridge moves, or the path kind of moves behind a ridge, and it's getting more uniform now, less foot traffic and more so just sleigh traffic, and you can kind of see a distinct mark that heads in behind the ridge.
I'll head back over and be like, there's a half-decent trail we could follow. We'll find him, even if he doesn't talk. Although if he talks, it'll be a lot easier.
Not necessary. Kill him. He turns around and walks away.
Well, you wanted to take him prisoner. I was gonna kill him right there.
You can kill him here then.
How good is my scent tracking as a wolf?
When you're a wolf or when you're an animal, you get, depending upon the animal, you have keen senses, you get advantage on your tracking.
Erlon stands up and moves back. He looks back and he says, in Goblin, your time has come. Pray to your gods.
The joys of being chaotic good. Questionable methods. Best of intentions. If it means executing a prisoner, okay. We'll just grab him by his throat and start squeezing very, very hard.
Roll your strength.
It's great strength.
Yeah, oh, that's pretty good for him. Not too bad, nobody was listening.
Well, too bad, it's only a 10.
Okay, that's alright. It's not an issue. You grab him, he's chained up, contained, he's defenseless, and you're chaotic good?
What?
Chaotic good, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Questionable methods.
You pick him up by the neck and you begin to squeeze, and Erlon, you can hear him speak again, and he says in a very calm goblin voice, if you can imagine it, and he says, Delron, I come. And then you close your hands around his neck and snap.
The patron god is Delron. Mangy little creatures.
Doesn't mean much to me, but okay. I'll go roll with the rest of them.
Roll religion.
Religion?
Throw him with the rest of them.
Oh no, this is gonna be terrible. That's a 0.
It's a 0. Yeah, you know.
That's a -1 with a -1.
You've heard of Delron before, but it just doesn't even. It's in one ear and out the other.
Nah, it's not good.
Yeah.
Oros' life.
It really doesn't mean anything to him at all.
It really doesn't, especially when I roll a natural 1.
Yeah.
With a -1.
Does that mean anything to the rest of us?
Well, Erlon didn't say it aloud, so.
I did. Yeah. You kind of walked off.
Yeah, I'm nowhere near him.
No, he's not there. It's pretty much just them two. Yeah.
That's
And that happens.
Did
So-
Ornol hear that?
Ornell? No, Ornell wasn't there. Ornell's still hobbling around on one leg. He's not
Trying to
moving
figure
very
out
far
how to
from
get
the
this
wagon.
going.
Oh, we flipped the wagon back over, didn't we?
He's still looking for it. There's a lot of debris.
I'll give him a hand before.
No, I forgot about. That's what he's doing right now.
Going to-
shuffling through,
It's been damaged. He's got to
Yeah.
make it fit.
and you hear, I found it!
Like
It's
the
up
Holy
this-
Grail.
It's all smashed up on the one side, and
The sun comes out from behind the cloud.
there you go.
Erlon goes near Ornol and he says, do you need help? He makes the motion to like connect, putting it back.
And he kind of looks at it and he says, "We're gonna have to fix it first." He says, "Can you help me with that?"
Well, I know how to carve, but I don't know. We need some glue, or
You need a little whittle.
we do have wood.
Magic swing.
He says, he tosses it over you. Give it a try. It's a pretty heavy piece of wood. Yeah, and that's
Takes
right.
it out.
I'm a bit lighter, so if it's under 6 pounds, then
No, you're okay. That's it. You're all right. It's about a 6 pound leg.
alright. So
6 pound leg.
you ready? You just it's good wood.
Sturdy.
So, who is going to get a look at the wagon?
Supervisor's privilege. Can take a look, see what's need.
All right, roll your perception.
Let's see how badly this goes. I'm not using the macro on this time.
Nat 20 to fix the leg.
Fix the leg. Nice. It's going to take you most of the evening. It's pretty smashed, but that's gonna be alright.
17.
17, okay. Like I said, I gave you the laundry list before. Broken axle, broken wheel, carriage is busted. Now you can see... Oh, I totally forgot about the horses.
I was gonna say how the horse is looking.
Flat.
I'm gonna say
They're
the back 2 horses would have been most affected. And...
Definitely some lameness.
Okay, so the back 2 horses, their back legs are broken. Both of them, both sets. The other ones are kind of just pinned. They've been released after the fact, so they haven't been stuck there for
So
further damage.
you lost 2 horses then.
Yeah, they have recently been... They are about to be put out of their misery if anybody has the skills to change that. But I don't think...
You shouldn't have just stunned.
They look pretty bad. They look pretty broken. They're whining and they're doing the whole horse cry
don't
thing.
say that, no.
Yeah, so it's pretty bad. So shortly after, those horses are then put out of their misery.
Euthanized.
Yeah.
On the bright side, a lot of fresh rations, but
Yeah,
downside is we're down 2 horses.
they'd be lame anyway if they came back on their feet.
Oh yeah, well they're both all their rear legs now had 4 plus joints.
If Tanith, however, didn't have to heal Erlon up so much, he could just been like,
Fix the horses.
But-
no, somebody has to get shot.
this is why I destroy your resources, so you can't heal the horses.
On the right side,
Somebody.
horse is good.
How'd you get angry?
Alright, so,
So I guess we're eating barbecued horse for the night then.
you guys have some loot.
Oh goody.
Anything to fix a wagon with?
Sorry?
Anything to fix a wagon with?
Inside the wagon, there was actually wagon supplies to fix any small to medium things.
Not like this though.
But, get to that in just a second, and I'm gonna go to a different page. Loot is on page 54. Ah, there we go. Okay, so, write this to the total loot for the day. 10 gold, 21 silver, 42 copper. That's been taken from the goblins themselves. 100 feet of rope with 2 grappling hooks.
One
And,
taken from Nonny.
sorry?
One taken from Nonny.
Can I keep that?
Yeah, you can
extra
keep that.
grab,
Yes,
yeah.
you can. Absolutely, that's
Amazing.
yours now. And this rope, the 100 feet of rope that was on there, every 10 or so feet, there's an implement of, like used
For climbing?
used armors, just like trims from shapes that they were banging stuff like this.
Like a climber or something.
No, I had a word for it. It's just like wasted armor parts that they're not going to use anymore. That they have to like remelt into the furnace again. But it's tied up every 10 or so feet on this 100-foot rope.
Like
With
a
a
charm
grappling
bracelet?
Yeah, exactly.
With bits of armor.
Talisman.
Outside of game, if you guys got through that first trap, they were going to chase you and throw these at the wheels. So when they caught your wheels, they caught up all these little bits of metal and busted your wheel out from you.
Nice.
But you guys got caught in the
It's like
first
those
trap.
things
so-
the cops throw out. and
Spike
drive
strip.
fast.
Yeah, there you go, exactly.
It's good.
Yeah.
Not that I've ever been.
Let's see, leftover armor just on the edges. You also find one of the divining rods from that magic person. You got one of those divining rods. And it specifically, when in proximity of the corrupted trees of the Delron wilds, it glows green and reflects this green on the tree itself. And it will only react to that particular tree. You also have a great club from the Goliath. And every goblin that died, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5.
So there were 2 left of 8, right?
Yeah.
2 escaped. We
Two escape.
took
Two
one.
escapes, so then 6 then. Good. Yeah, that's
6
right.
total.
And the magic user. Perfect. And the Goliath that you guys knocked down too. Good. And he only had the great club. The magic user only had a dagger and the wand. So you're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of scimitars, 4 daggers, 4 sets of leather, but it's all goblin stuff. All really shitty stuff. Goblin made everything.
Yeah, Erlon, I suggest getting a short bow. If you're not exactly good with those daggers.
Dermot comes over to you and he says, "What do you think?"
Not good.
You know that you do have equipment in the back, but you don't have enough equipment to fix the damage that's going on here.
We've got some tools, we could maybe fix the wheel, but that axle's trashed.
We gotta go back to town, leave another wagon, and we don't have enough horses to carry the wood. He looks around, he does some counting. Here, each round, 40, 60. He calls out, "Those who can carry some wood, grab one. Those who can't, carry it from someone else. We're walking back."
How far away from town are we?
You are
I think it's changed now.
you guys were a day and a half out, and yet traveled another half day. So you're 2 days travel by wagon. So you're about a week's travel back
Oof.
by foot.
And how far are we from our destination are we?
5 more days wagon travel.
Okay.
Erlon pipes up. Wouldn't it be better for somebody or 2 or 3 people go back to town on foot without any logs? The rest of us stay here and guard.
That's kind of what I was thinking. It'd be easier than carting a whole load back and then all the ways back this way again.
Set up a small encampment.
Yeah.
But who's going back then?
I guess I will.
Just one? With them out there? You're gonna have to take a few more than that.
I'll take Erlon, and there's gonna be some substandard cooking for you guys while Nani's gone. But I'll take Nani, and the other elf. I don't know your name yet.
He
To be fair, I don't think you've actually
he has a
been
thing against elves, kind of.
Alright, I'll be the
Yes.
other elf, that's alright.
He really only likes Nani, and that's because she feeds him.
Yeah. I haven't even told your name yet, so.
The other one.
Oh, that's
She
true.
seems proficient. Let's take her.
Dermot says, "That sounds about right. Alright. Take who you need. Keep most of the Delronians here for guard.
Yeah.
Bring back another wagon. See what you can do about rounding up some more. I don't trust it out here." And he goes up a little closer to you. And he's kind of looking, would have to look up at you, but doesn't really look in your eyes. Just kind of looks around to see who's listening. And he says in his non-Irish accented voice, and he says, "Someone's on to us. They know we were here.
Yeah.
Someone told them.
Yeah, this was too well timed.
Be careful when you're going. If you see any trouble, come back. If I gotta take this whole wagon yard all the way down there, I will. But we know where they are. They got tracks. They can't hide forever. We'll get the wood back.
Yeah.
Get another wagon first."
Minimum goal is new wagon and 2 more horses.
As he pulls back from me and he says, "The rest of you, sit down and get ready. We'll be waiting for a few days." And he then barks some orders. "Start sorting that gear up. Get that chest together, and Arnie's gonna have your head."
She will.
Everybody's scared of her. She's really not that. I mean, she'd kill a man, but only if he fucked with the kids. Just as long as you don't hurt the children.
This is the spice box.
Yeah. Speaking of that, Nani, Tan said he's taking you.
Yeah, I know. I'm torn. I have
Yeah.
because you can't really save the children without a wagon, but leaving the children.
But Frank is.
I was just gonna
Frank
say I
is
might have to
dead.
have words with Frank.
Have some words with Frank.
Frank's there, gathering some shit up, moving some boxes. There's quite a bit of equipment on the wagon, but a lot of equipment is useless now because it was for fixing a wagon.
So I know that did I overhear this conversation? Do I know that he's taking me with him?
Oh, he barked it out. He's
Oh,
like,
he
he
straight up
pointed,
was
I'm
like,
taking,
you.
I'm taking 9, I'm taking
God.
that elf over there.
That one, the other one.
The other
Whose name I
one.
don't know.
Okay. So Nonny's kind of having issues now because obviously the children. So she's sort of pacing back and forth, trying to decide what she's going to do. And then she goes over and sort of tugs on Frank's over there doing his whatever gathering thing, and kind of tugs on his shoulder and just beckons him down to her level. She's only 4 feet tall.
He's holding this crate and he bends down, kind of sideways with his ear out.
Frank, I need something from you.
Ah,
I need you to take care of the children. Guard them with your life. Whatever you do, don't let them out of your sight,
like they were my own.
like they were your own.
As he pours a drink, preparing for the task.
I got
at hand.
this.
It's been a long day. Tanith is thirsty.
He looks at you and he says, Nonny, you have my word.
Your word is enough. And then she starts preparing,
Okay.
gathering her.
What time of day is it?
You guys had the day, left in the morning, middle of the day. But you guys were only traveling for half the day. So it's like just going on like 12:30 now.
I'll take most of the watches because I don't need to sleep much.
Yeah.
So
Would we save time if we took the 4 remaining horses and rode them back?
Of course you would. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that would
That
cut a
would be-
significant amount of time off.
yeah, they wouldn't be carrying any heavy load. The guards don't need them. They'll run off.
And alternatively, you're gonna have to get a fairly large wagon. And if you don't have any horses to carry that wagon,
Yeah. We're gonna need at least 2 more horses.
very good idea to bring those horses with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Erlon's gonna.
We're gonna grab the.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 horses. Raven has his own horse as well. Just a riding horse though.
He's just over there doing whatever he does.
And when he next episode he'll tag along with you guys.
I got 17 for animal handling.
Oh yeah, they seem a little bit spooked, but they seem to be calmed down from the issue. A little hairy maybe, but able to be ridden again.
We don't have any saddles, but
It'll work.
whatever we need them.
Yeah, that's going to be animal handling at disadvantage.
Yeah.
No saddles.
We have halters and reins, but that's all we need. So.
I re-rolled it for disadvantage, not 1. The horse.
Yeah, little shy's a little more than you expect. It's a little hard to catch up, and they're not small horses. Maybe these horses weren't even meant to be ridden at all.
9.
Not
You know?
familiar with it.
Yeah,
Oh, they'll learn.
I
9.
got 9 also.
It was 9 or 19.
9 also.
And 9 or 23. So
Okay, it's gonna be a 9.
Yeah, that's a 6. No, it's
So
not very
I'm
big.
gonna say the first half day today is you guys walking the horses,
there you go.
walking them, but the days do go by. Eventually, the horses do take to riding, and it's tough. It's you're going and then you're stopping to break because someone is falling off the horse or something. It's not easy to ride a horse bareback. It's a much more unifying experience with one's equestrian animal.
Good thing Erlon stretched his hips.
You go. Good thing Frank's not here then.
Oh
You don't
god.
have to worry about it.
Stiff as a board now.
Okay, let's see. You guys end up getting to town with these 2 horses. It's been a pretty hairy trip all the way back with this kind of untrustworthy horses, but you do get there. You guys walk into the town of Delens Pass. And you're walking from the south end, so you walk by the tower, one of the black towers of Oros that stand over the depths and into town. immediately there's a road on your right hand side that turns out, and you guys are familiar with the line of hotels and establishments on the left hand side.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. Now it's took you some time to come back. So it's daytime now, maybe about 10 o'clock in the morning that you guys roll in, and you can see that the money changers are in full swing. There's people moving equipment and supplies back and forth. You can even see some people that look like they're from out of town, perhaps, but everybody's there and it seems to be bustling.
Oh yeah. We would have probably gotten some funds from Dermot or
I was just gonna ask
or
who's
no.
paying for the wagon.
or like some sort of writ of passage or whatever.
Yeah, Tanith has paperwork and or
I have
coin
there is much coin.
to do
There is much.
sort of thing.
Very coin.
Very coin.
Yeah.
So coin. So shiny. Much bright.
Ah, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so familiar off to the right hand side, you guys know that there's a bar called the Iron Spine. Further down than that, there's a place called the Squeeze Box that you're quite familiar with, Erlon. On the left hand side, there's a place called the Steel Main, and then there's another bar that Ravum went to,
Yeah.
as well as the wagon yard and various other establishments, eateries, banks, money changers, jewelers, things of that nature.
I would have never been here before, right?
Nope, this is the first time for you. Yeah. So it's filled with mostly dwarves. You see the odd dragonborn walking around, but they're generally souped up in armor and carrying a weapon. Look like they're
Not
always
too many elves.
for danger. Not too many elves. You guys are few and far between in this place.
We're gonna walk around for a stable house, I guess. That'd be the main. Yeah, is that what it's called? No.
Stable house.
Stable.
Like the horses are wagging here as well.
That's the horses.
Yeah, that's right. You're very close to the
You can hear
wagon
them.
yard. They seem to be a rowdy bunch.
We need a wagon, 2 extra horses, and probably saddles. That's
Well,
the
we're gonna hitch the horses all to the wagon, so.
Yeah.
And people.
That's right.
We got
Big people.
Why didn't you?
We're 4
Didn't he
strong.
say to bring more people?
That's what he said.
Was I the only one that was listening?
No, you see, he was telling that to Tanith.
Oh, sorry. Never
Tanith was
mind.
the only one that heard
I don't know
that.
that. I shut up. I didn't say anything.
Yeah, he said we need more people if you can scrounge them up. Some, the wagon, the horses. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I know how to get people.
Okay. Oh,
Would
that's
you
right.
drug them?
No, that's right.
Just feed them. People just follow along.
Same thing.
So yes, essentially.
Yeah, you're right. That's a pretty good ploy. Yeah.
So, Tanith in his contemplation on the way down. We're gonna need some extra people for this to help with the wounded back there. Nonny, can you go to a bar or a worker's house or something and get us like another 6, a half dozen to 10 guys, something like that. Strong
Yeah,
caps.
you just strut right in there.
Offer
Works every
them
time.
like
Harps.
offer them like 5 gold and all the good food they can eat.
Wait, I only got 5 gold. Starting there, I was a cheap deal.
Oh, 5 gold's a lot of money for these people.
Yeah.
A lot of
That's
money.
right.
It is for me too, and
a
I guess.
skilled.
Yeah, it doesn't sound
you,
like a lot.
roast
5 is a
money.
lot. 5 is a lot.
you would have a skilled laborer like yourself would have made an apothecary would have made more probably in a run of a week, maybe 15, 20 silver. So who wants to take the lead first? We gotta find a wagon, you gotta find horses, you gotta find people.
I
You get 3 tasks.
am.
Nonny's gonna go try and find some people, like she does. She's great at that. But 10 would be great. Elf, whose name I haven't learned yet, and
Go look for
Aroline, we're
horses.
gonna go get us
Just
2 more.
walks away as he
Two
points
more
at you,
horses.
just
Yeah,
turn around and go.
Elf?
I better something about horses and
Elves, horses. I'm gonna go find a giant fucking wagon.
Okay,
So we're on horse duty.
you're on horses.
Alright, so
just sniff them out.
we're just going based on. Well, Aroline will see that there's a stable, like right near the wagon yard.
You know where the wagon yard is, and it's right next to the stable. Yeah.
he'll look for the stable hand and see if he's there. Is there a stable hand by
Yeah,
there?
appears to be. He's,
What does the stable hand look like?
he is a dwarf. About normal dwarf height. Lots of...
Can't charm that one for a good price.
Wait,
lots
what?
of,
He doesn't have to be attractive for you to charm him. That's not how it works. The ugliest sin would probably be easier.
Yeah, I'm taking it back yet. I can't charm nobody.
that's right. Well, I
You
suppose
were
Is there a
stable.
bathhouse in town?
there is baths available in town.
Also, yeah, there is definitely a bathhouse available in
Can
town.
I ditch him at the horse stable and go take a bath?
You can do whatever you want.
Okay, you can take care of this, yeah?
Yeah.
I suppose.
Well, I need a bath. It's been a while, so I'll see you later. Goodbye. And I leave.
Okay, bye.
The stable hand
Come on.
would have seen these two elves approach, and then one just says, and to left, and Errol's just standing there like.
But I'll throw over my shoulder, but don't leave without me.
As you approach the stable hand, he's like, Mary, yeah?
Ooh.
I chuckle because I'm not quite at earshot yet.
Errol looks up to the skies and he says, "Oh, Grinhelda, please." And he looks back down at the dwarf and he says, "No, no."
Grinelda can't help you here, son.
The stable hand goes, not yet.
You could say we're in some sort of arrangement, but
Oh,
that's not what I'm here for.
That's a strong word.
He takes. He would have probably snagged one of the pieces of paperwork that had to do with
Yeah.
horses and stuff.
Requisition one.
He holds this out with a bit of gold. I need 2 horses, strong preferably. We ran into a bit of trouble up the road and we're doing a shipment.
What kind of trouble?
Goblins. He's just, you could see, the dwarf could see the anger furrow across his brow and he just
And the fresh scars.
he clenched his fist. Yeah, he's got scars on his neck.
Some blood because he hasn't taken a bath.
Who's holding the horses? You guys taking a horse each with you? Or?
Yeah, I got
Okay.
one in tow.
Yeah.
And he kind of looks at you and
Maybe some saddles.
looks at the horse and says, what happened to your wagon?
Some shambles, that's what we're here for.
I can sell you some horses for the lend, but you gotta bring them back. How do I know you're gonna bring them back?
How much to keep them?
It's a pretty penny to keep a horse. True, I might find stock in there. I don't just let it go for cheap.
We don't need something fine, not a racer, just something to haul.
Got any mules?
Can you imagine that? He comes
Any
back
kind-
with a bunch of mules.
Mules are pretty strong.
to be fair, it's probably better off.
Actually, mules are probably stronger than horses.
Yeah, not these horses.
No, these are like Clydesdales.
He pats this horse, he pats the horse beside me, he says, anything like this guy here possibly?
You go.
In the same weight class
What's that?
and height.
Or persuasion.
15.
15. And boom. Okay. So he says, follow me. He walks back and there's a few stalls in the back and he says, you know, I got what you're looking for, but I don't feel that they're gonna come back. I gotta keep my stock. And he keeps walking through the stalls as you pass by a few good looking horses and he walks through into this yard and just happens to be a bunch of donkeys, jackass running around. And he says, you can have a bunch of these. If they don't come back, it's alright. They breed like rabbits anyway.
No, we're gonna need a horse, like 2 horses, actual horses that can pull.
Aye, it's gonna cost you then. Aye, you're gonna have to buy them outright.
How about an arrangement? If we end our journey well and the horses are in good shape and we bring them back, you provide half the cost back and we provide full cost up front to keep them in the event that they should not return. And once we come back with the horses, then you pay half the dowry.
Aye. Ah, a
Yeah.
man of the mercantile, I can see. Your terms are agreeable. Now, the mercantile's mercenaries, isn't it?
So it's mercantile goods and whatnot.
Yeah, then I was right.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, no, you were there.
Good.
It's the diplomatic coming out of them.
Exactly. That's it.
That's not
He
high
says-
man.
That'll work. That'll work fine.
And
It's gonna cost you 35 gold up front though.
35 gold.
He's like, shit.
Maybe this Duncan's don't look so bad.
He mumbles a little bit. He says, "Oh, they'll probably have my head
It's
set.
pretty steep.
Pretty steep.
Pretty steep, but it's the price. I mean, this is.
It's what's
Nobody
worth."
else in town.
Yeah.
And it's not like you don't have a coin to spend.
Mm-hmm.
But you realize you were paid X amount of gold to do this entire trip, and you're paying this guy 35 gold for 2 horses.
He just furrows his brow for a moment and he
Desperation.
says, "If I were to put some word in of a track back in Brow when I come back, and get you some traffic, possibly for our future."
Are you from Brel? Well, you'd be the first one that I've seen in weeks, my friend. I'll take the 35 gold. Promises don't get you far up here on the Shears.
It's fair, not a lot of traffic up here. Not a lot, that is, but he'll hand over the 35 gold for the 2 horses, and he'll say, "Now we have a deal. If we come back with these 2 horses, you'll pay half of that back."
Aye, I'll hold it for you for 2 weeks. If you don't come back in 2 weeks, it's mine, and the horses are yours. 4 weeks?
4 weeks.
Roll perception. Perception.
Persuasion.
Roll
No.
No?
No.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
So it was a nat 1.
1 week.
Deal's off. I don't trust you anymore.
On second thought, you seem convinced that you're not coming back, so
4 weeks?
Very well. Very good, Erlen. Very good. You got the horses. All right.
He'll pull them and he'll also say, no, never mind.
Okay.
you won, man. You cut the horses.
Nonny.
Yeah. What can you give me the names of the places again?
Yes, I can. There's the Steel Main Tavern. There's the Iron Spine Inn and Tavern. And then there is the other one called the Lookoff. Delens Lookoff. There's also 2 or 3 other bars, but they're
Not gonna have
more.
money.
Yeah, they're more so farther off the.
Beaten track.
Yeah.
That's the car you take to get to the.
So I just meander off to the Steel Main
Okay. You
and let myself in through the back door.
go in the back door.
Oh, I'm just I own the place. I'm going.
Okay, you go in the back door. The kitchen staff is in there. They kind of look at you. One of the women comes approaches and says, "What you doing in here? This is for staff only. If you're with if you have a room, go through the kitchen. Food will be ready soon. Just get going." She gets the spatula and kind of starts moving you through the kitchen. Just go.
You don't shoot, Nonny. That doesn't work. She doesn't say anything. She just starts looking for a pan and some ingredients, ducking under people between legs and whatever sort of thing.
Which is impressive considering
Opening.
all the dwarves.
Opening. I guess they're all dwarves, aren't they? Opening cupboards.
Pure chaos, aren't they?
Slamming cupboards.
Should I give him a last name? Maybe Steel Mean was his last name.
Uh-oh.
Can you hear, as you're not leaving, she calls out,
No.
Frederick, get in here!
Oh.
You one of your guests is getting to my spices. As you see this older, white-haired dwarf come in the kitchen, and he says, he looks around and he looks at the cook and looks at you and says, "Oh, my dear, what are you doing in here? This is no place for a guest. Please, come with me." He offers you his hand.
I'm not a guest. I'm a cook.
What are you doing? You're not my cook. I haven't hired you. Are you looking for work or something?
I'm just looking to cook.
You're looking to cook? Well, there's plenty of cooks in here. You might have to find somewhere else to cook.
If you let me stay and cook in your kitchen, and it's not the best food you've ever had, I didn't have anything. I wasn't going anywhere with that.
Roll persuasion.
I need a good argument though.
And no leave.
No, she won't. That's a lie.
You don't let me cook here. I'll leave.
Okay. Get out.
Sold. If it's not the best food you've ever had, then I'll stay and work for free.
Well, you would offer up indentured servitude on the basis of my choice whether your meal is good or not, but you at a specific disadvantage. Roll persuasion. 12. He kind of scratches his head and he looks past you at the other cook and he says, I'm going to have to refuse your offer. I do have a full staff and I wouldn't want to put them out, but I will offer you a free room for the night and a free meal. That's a natural 20 on his persuasion, as he offers you his arm to kind of show you into the where the guests are.
I'm going with him. What choice do I?
As he's walking, he
I've
walks
already
through the
forgotten
kitchen.
why I was here.
As he's walking by the bar, there happens to be a drink on the bar, a big mug, and he grabs it and wafts it right over to you as you're kind of walking into the bar. You take it or not, he just puts it off back in the bar and he sits you down in one of the chairs and said, we'll have a meal here for you shortly. Just enjoy the music. We've got a small little halfling up there playing a nice little ditty. And then he starts walking away.
Is that Frederick Mercurium of the famous bar group Her Majesty? Damn! I had to work that in somehow.
I had a feeling it was going to happen. As soon as I wrote the nickname Freddy, I was like, someone's going to do that. I know it. So, as you're sitting there, just kind of, while you're sitting here all of a sudden, he was very charming, this dwarf that got you here. And, eventually some food does come out, and it's
Gross.
It's not the best. It's not the best. But it's food and the people around you seem to enjoy it. So, until then, Galus. You.
And clean.
Okay.
I've had a lovely
Oh,
bath.
where'd you go?
I don't know.
Tell me where you went.
Get your roll perception.
Do I know where I went? 20.
20? Alright, so in which kind of direction did you go? Did you go down the main drag? Did you take that first right when you came into the town? Where are you headed? It's completely up to you.
I took the first right. It was close.
First right. Alright, you hang the first right into the town. As you're walking down about 4 or 5 dead leg.
Oh, Charlie Horse.
Oh, there you go. You can go. About 3 or 4 buildings in, you see a sign. Do you want me to punch you in the leg?
Might be dead.
Hang
Might
on.
be dying.
Flex your toes. Like put your toes against the
It's
wall.
right up in my hand.
Yeah, no. Put your toes against the wall and push your heel down towards the floor.
Blood flow.
Yeah,
Cut it off. Just cut it off.
Cut your leg off.
Oh,
Charlie
okay.
horse, get it out of there. Never again.
Smiling. Stretch it and feel better.
Oh, please continue. Ignore my gratuitous amounts of pain.
Where is it?
That's right up here. This is what happens when I work 6 days a week.
Where'd you go?
I'm gonna stick my fingers in his leg and I feel better. That might be weird.
So you see a sign hanging on the door called of
Suds
the
and
store
Buns?
to this tavern. It says the Iron Spine Inn and Tavern.
Is that where you are?
Nope.
Oh.
I am currently loitering.
But getting a free meal.
It's true.
Not a very good one though.
It's true. You should hear the talk in that kitchen right now. Who's this wacko that came inside the kitchen? Started touching my spices. And she's walking up and down the end of that bar owner. You do see this sign hanging in the wind. The Iron Spine.
And it's a.
Inn and Tavern.
Okay. So I strut right on through and ask if they have a bathhouse.
You walk into this room, into this tavern. You see about 6 or 7 people sitting in amongst the chairs. They look to be pretty brawny dwarven folk. You can see a human male at the bar. He's kind of leaning in and he kind of looks at you and he says, "How can I help you?"
Do you have any baths?
"You'll have to pay for a room first."
Well, I don't need a room. I just need a bath.
"Free copper. Hot or cold?"
How would I just unbutton my shirt?
Or persuasion?
Elven titties.
13.
13. That's a pretty poor insight.
He's a human. He's dumb.
He kind of gets a smirk and he says, "Don't really like the elven kind, but I'll take a look."
If I have to, I guess.
Girl's gonna do what a girl's gonna do. Alright, well, where's the tub? Just follow me. To the tub.
Yeah,
Lead me to the tub, then come with me.
it's upstairs.
Of course.
Tubs are always upstairs. Doesn't make any sense why it'd be on the bottom floor, right?
No, why would you
Transport
plug
all
on
that
the
water.
bottom? Yeah.
That's right. So, it's upstairs. He points to a room. The door is slightly ajar.
Does the door have a lock on it?
Doesn't appear so.
Is there a chair in the tub room?
Yeah, there seems to be a fireplace unlit, a large brass-bound tub, stool in the corner,
A stool or a backed chair?
stool.
Alright, well. Proceed with the bathing and showing plan.
He takes his look and nods and
He's
walks away.
satisfied. Alright.
Yep, those were boobs.
Did you choose hot or cold?
What?
Did you choose hot or cold?
For.
He said hot or cold.
For that.
Oh, hot, obviously.
Hot. Yes, he says it's 5 copper for hot.
Fine.
He walks away.
So you actually paid more for the bath?
Did I?
And you
I don't know.
And show your
paid
boobies.
more.
I'm tired.
And you showed
Dirty.
the titties.
Here.
That's why he made the deal with the horses and you made the deal with the bath.
He didn't seem to be too much of a crude person, but at the offer, he wasn't going to say no.
He's like, oh,
I
that's cool.
mean, yeah,
How much, curious, how much a cold bath would it cost?
3 copper.
It's fine. We need to get the dirt off. It's been a long time.
And it's yeah, it's been a very long
There's
time.
still
You've been
blood
on.
mixed in there of mine and my husband's and goblin goo and yeah, it's time for a bath.
The water doesn't take long before it's opaque, and the bubbles and suds have this grayish, greenish tone.
Lovely.
But there is handmaidens do come in and stoke the fire, and put some coals underneath the tub to keep it warm.
Damn, I would pay 5 silver for this.
That's a 5 copper bath.
Oh damn, copper
And,
silver.
And about half hour goes by, and then the door opens with 2 handmaidens standing there, one with a towel, and just kind of
Have they washed my clothes? Was that in the deal?
No, your clothes are not washed.
They weren't as filthy, at least as I was.
Wash your clothes in the backwater.
They'd be wet though.
It's kind of cold up here in the mountain too.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm getting pneumonia. Jeez. Alright, so I towel off, get dressed.
They let you take the towel and leave you be. Just making sure you get her out of the tub, I think.
And don't drown myself.
No,
In my sorrows.
You've used your 5 silver. Or your
Oh.
5 copper, rather.
Alright, I get dressed. They have like combs and stuff like that.
Not really.
I'll just run my fingers through my hair and try to look half presentable. Perhaps braid it and wind it on my head. I don't know how else to do hair. Something to keep it clean for the next God knows how long I'll be with these people. I suppose I should go find that other one that was getting horses.
Okay.
See what's going on.
As you come downstairs, you can see there's now about 10 or 12 people sitting in the Iron Spine Tavern. And as you're walking out, he kind of nods to you professionally, as it doesn't seem to be
As a
creepy
man
or
who
anything
just saw
like
my
that.
boobs.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be that creepy. He seems a bit older, and he says, "Thank you for your service. I'm here all the time."
I probably won't be back, but if I ever am, I will keep you in my thoughts.
And you leave.
Alright.
The cold wind kind of nips at your hair and your neck as you're walking up, but you get used to it quite quickly.
Would it have been quite warm where I lived before?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not really.
It would have been Canadian type weather. There would have been snow and warm, definitely, but
It's colder here.
yeah, it's cold. This is in the peaks. Now, the highest altitudes, maybe, that you've ever been. You may have been higher than this over in Grell, or over in the mountains over there. Tanith.
I'll go to the wagon yard.
Okay.
Get a wagon.
So as you
How's the longest piece of wood? How long would I know how long it was? 20 feet?
about 20 feet, yeah. They're between 16 and 20 feet, so just a regular oversized wagon.
Yeah. Need a heavy haul wagon. Ours got messed up.
Carolyn would be nearby, three horses in tow.
Yeah.
You
So,
would-
yeah.
Strut down the sidewalk towards them.
Yeah, as you're kind of walking up to, you're like, oh yeah, the wagon yard. That's the best place to get a wagon.
Yeah.
Head over there. You see, like you said, Erlon walking away with the 3 horses in tow.
Did you leave your horse with Erlon, or did you just?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
so
he's
4 then.
coming with
4 horses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
4
you got
horses.
4 horses then.
Yep.
Oh, good. We got 4 horses. Plus these 2. She's clean now.
Oh, you don't see that. She's in bathing right now. For the half hour while you guys are doing this.
Slated somewhere.
So I'm not there yet. She's gone.
The other one left.
I don't know her name yet.
Carolyn will pull the horses kind of into, or lead the horses into the wagon yard next to Tanith, in the wagon master.
Good.
Yeah,
Go find the attendant and be like, I need a heavy haul wagon, minimum 20 feet.
This wouldn't have to do with that other fella. Needing the horses for a wagon, would it?
and that would be me.
Yeah.
Ah! There he is. Just that man over there.
Yeah. Same crew.
I'll give you the same deal I gave him. I want all the money up front. And if it's not back here in 2 weeks, the money's mine, the equipment's yours. I don't trust that it's going to go out there and come back in one piece, and I need my equipment in one piece if I'm to rent it again.
Sounds fair. What's your price?
It's like, I'll just give you a name price. 4 good horses was 35. 2 good horses was 35. I'll say the wagon is just about that much. It'll be another 35 gold for the wagon, and another 5 for the strappings to go along with it.
Done.
But it doesn't have any canopy. It's just a flat wagon.
Canopy's a luxury we don't really need.
Alright? It's in the warehouse over there. It'll take me 20 minutes to bring it out for you.
Nice.
Take your time.
How much for a canopy?
For a canopy, I got no canopies.
You have no canopies?
No, they'd be attached to the wagon.
Do you have any tarps?
Tarps, nothing that big.
Okay.
Something smaller.
There's docks in this town, isn't there?
And Nonny
No,
was
not
nibble.
Okay. Not really,
She can tie her
No, not
shawls
me.
together
Not
and
me.
canopy.
Okay, I thought we were on coast there somewhere?
No, we're not in Cecil's Cock. We're back in Delens Pass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Things have happened since
Yeah,
True.
yeah.
You've been sleeping, eating,
Yeah.
Right.
Being surly.
time passed. Yeah.
Being
Exactly.
surly. Too busy being surly to know where
Throwing
it
off
was.
across the hallway by his neck.
So some time passes, and Nonny, you're in the steel lane.
Still staring
Roll perception.
at, still staring at this very bland. That's 19 plus
19?
something.
You're looking around, and you can see bankers, well-dressed people, people drinking brandies out of fine glasses. And this doesn't seem like the group of people that are going to be up for hauling wood up into the Shears. Perhaps this place isn't the right kind of place you're looking for.
So I push my plate away, untouched.
Not any saffron whatsoever.
None. Boring. Gross. And I don't want to harass the kitchen staff anymore. I was gonna go back and give them shit, but I won't.
Salt.
And I head out to the front door and on to the next.
Oh, it's been a long rest since we left.
So yeah, you were driving along, I see him, absolutely. Okay.
Take
And
me
you-
to the grossest place in town.
Well, for the other two places you haven't
The
been in,
the unnamed.
you've only ever been into the one other place, but you go down in one of the lower ends, and it's called you go down to one of the lower roads, and down near the back when the road curves up, you can see a place called the Rusty Bucket.
The rusty bucket. It's right up my alley.
Yep, and just further down from that, not too far, you can see the Silver Spine.
Rusty bucket sounds like a
Place you need your tetanus shot.
place that I shouldn't go, actually. So therefore I am going.
Alright, you go into the Rusty Bucket. It reeks of urine,
Ugh.
stale beer, and it is virtually empty. You can see a skinny man dressed in leathers by the fire, and a bartender that is also similarly skinny with patchy
Nope.
white and gray
Turn
hair.
around and walk right back out
Okay.
again.
The next one up, the Silver Spike.
Yeah, I'll poke my head in the door. I'm not very optimistic about this either.
Sounds good. You poke your head in the door. You can see inside there's a woman at the bar. There's two people at the table. They seem to be playing a game of something with squares and objects, moving them around. Perhaps some sort of game of chess.
Nope. I'm gonna go back to the main street.
Okay, so you're up. You walk by a place called the Squeeze Box and back to the main street. Ahead of you is the Steel Main Tavern again.
What was the other one?
The Look Off, Delens Look Off, and the Iron Spine in a Tavern.
I'm gonna head for the Iron Spine.
Okay. So let's see.
That's
Walk
far.
around. Okay, as you're walking into the Iron Spine, about just about 20 feet before you get there, you can see Galus walk out. She kind of pulls her cloak around her body as a chill goes up her spine as the cold wind. She looks clean. Wet hair.
Give her a sniff. As I go by, nod and keep walking.
She smells like the basic
Soap.
of lye soap that you can get.
First time in a long time. Yeah, I'm not really gonna pay much attention to her. I'm just trying to find someone to cook.
Okay.
So I'm going to march in the front door.
March to the front door.
And what do I see?
You see a fairly wide, large open area on your right-hand side. There's a grouping of tables, seems to be 10 or 12 people sitting there. Behind the bar is a large male that you're familiar with. You've seen him a few times. He goes by the name of Dexamus.
Dexamus.
Yeah, you were here one time when you were bringing Jordan through, down from the...
Oh, are we friends?
He's a bartender. You were a patron. That's about it. But he looks at you and he says, he waits for the door to close and he says, so your friends aren't any better yet, eh?
No, unfortunately, but he's in good hands.
Good. I'm glad to hear you got him down. You headed him down to Cecil's Cock, weren't you? Down to the Temple of Honor?
I was, yes.
Yeah. Well, how can I help you? Need another room? Passing through again?
I need to borrow your kitchen.
Kinda straightens up a little and says, why?
To cook, obviously.
I'm not hiring anybody to cook.
You don't have to pay me. You just have to eat.
You can hear him holler out, Carrie! Go home! You got the night off.
Can't believe that worked.
You can hear a door shut in the back somewhere.
Bye, Carrie. And I just roll into the kitchen and see what I can find.
Okay?
Start clanking around.
Pretty mundane.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty mundane stuff in here.
Fortunately, it's a 16. I've worked with worse.
Yeah, no, 16 is good enough.
Yeah,
with
I'm
what you got
gonna
there.
start rooting around, find something delicious to make. Some sort of roasted vegetable thing, because root vegetables are the base of all. Oh yeah, some good meat.
There seems to be all the things you need.
It's a restaurant or a inn kitchen.
They got there seems to be 12 people in there, so.
And she
It's
starts
definitely-
dancing, and
You
she
get
starts
in there.
cooking.
Okay, the smells begin to roll out, waft out of the kitchen.
She opens the front door.
Soon after, you're ready to serve, and as you do, the patrons are eating. You can hear the volume of laughter and conversation begins to go up as Dexamus comes over and to the window that's opening into the kitchen. He says, "Why don't you come on out here, eat with us? It's customary where I come from for the cook to join us. I know it's different here up in the Shears with your piety and stuff, but come and sit with us."
Of course. And I go out and I sit and I eat.
Alright. A few minutes go by before people start chatting you up and saying, a few of the dwarves are saying, "Huh, you made this?
I did.
Oh, what are you doing in here, working at a place like this? No offense, Dexamus, I love you, but what are you doing here?"
It's funny you should ask. And Nonny clambers up onto a table.
So she's standing like 5 feet high now?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, exactly. Onto the stool and then onto the table, not so gracefully. And she holds up a glass and a fork and she clinks them together to get everyone's attention. And waits for all the rabble rousing to.
You see Dexamus kind of elbow one of the dwarves and he says, "I just had an elf show me your bosoms. I wonder what's gonna happen now. This is a hell of a day."
And Nonny lifts her shirt up. No, I'm just kidding. And they all go running towards the fighting yard.
And that's men.
And that's how the fight started.
So Nonny's up on the table and she's got everyone's attention.
Yeah.
And she sort of says, "I hope everyone enjoyed their meal. But now I need your help. I've been sent here to... The hell was that? thought that was your hand. Okay. I've been sent here to find some strong men to help us. Do some work. You'll be paid well, and you'll be fed well. So if anyone's interested, we'll meet in the wagon yard.
Roll perception with advantage. Because your food was above 15.
No, I rolled the same thing twice. That's 15.
15. Alright. As, oh, that's cool. I just rolled 3 sevens in a row.
Nice.
And a 3. Let's keep it going. How many dwarfs are you gonna gather up today? Oh, another 7. Look at that craziness. Oh, I can't believe all these little
Lucky
rolls.
number 7.
That's insane. Okay, so as you finish your speech, one of the dwarves
Everyone leaves.
kind of leans over to Dexamus and he says, there's only one strong man here. You're gonna have to deal with strong dwarves, my dear. As a few of them stand up and they say, well, where are we going?
On an adventure?
Outside the game, it's up the southern road. About a day and a half's travel by wagon.
Yeah, but where the hell are we going from there? Wherever the wind takes us.
Another 5 more days
Depends if the goblins attack us again.
south. Another 5 more days south. After that.
5 days south to make a delivery. And the elf with the boobs is going to. Just saying.
I guess you would definitely
Just
put two
saying.
aside. The only other elf that was female that walked.
Oh, I was just the other elf was good.
So
I don't think. No. Yeah. Like I said, you'll be paid well. You'll be fed well.
I said when? Like right now? In the morning? Do we have time to drink before we go?
Nope. Right now. To the wagon yard.
Chop chop.
So they stand up. You see the few of them, shoveling whatever food they can in their mouth, and as they begin to get up and
Bring more.
walk out, and then Dexamus comes over to you again, and he says,
Literally just took all his patrons.
"What's going on up there? What do you need so much help with? What happened?"
We were transporting wood, and we were attacked by goblins. And our wagon was destroyed, and we have children to save, and we need all the help we can get.
So he looks at you, taking you in turn, and he says, "I've been meaning to fight me some goblins. It's been a while." So he pulls this long sword off of the holding pins above the fireplace, and he kind of spins it around in his hand, and he says, "It's about time I get into some more practice. You said the wagon yard?"
Yes, sir.
Okay. He picks up the sheath that was up there as well, and he slams the long sword in the sheath, and he says, "Well, Dexamus Orson, at your service."
Oh, good.
He's a named NPC.
And I'm gonna take his hand.
Thank you for watching the Death Needs Dialogue Entertainment Network. This has been The Depths of Fel'Than, Episode 8, Things We Don't Talk About. Good day, folks. Kale here, the resident DM of the Death Needs Dialogue Entertainment Network. We will be at HalCon 2021 this year. I will be DMing 2 tables on the 23rd and 24th in the evenings between 3 and 7 p.m. So come check us out if you're around. Have a good day. See you later.